Hello, 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 everyone. We are live for the iconic Mompreneur Expo. I am super excited. My name is LaShana West. I'm your business therapist and mindset coach. And I have an array of amazing women who will be joining and sharing safe space with us today. I'm going to go ahead and unspotlight myself because I just want to check in with a few of our thought leaders and speakers who are here with us today. Guys, tell me when you think of iconic and iconic mom, what comes up for you and what made you say, you know what, I gotta be a part of this magical moment? Anybody can jump in.
I would
Iconic.
say
Go ahead.
an iconic mom would be somebody that is making her mark on the world and making a big impact for not only her kids, but other people to really follow behind.
I love that. Thank you, Mia.
I would say iconic is out of the ordinary. Just being able showing up every single day, a making a difference, making impact. And I decided that I wanted to be a part of this just because I know last year was amazing, so I knew this year was going to be way better in a sense. And I love the spaces that you create, so I knew it was going to be amazing. So, yes.
Thank you so much for that. We're excited to have you back too, Janet.
To me, hey guys, it's Danny Milan. To me, iconic moms, we're not just surviving, we're actually thriving in the things that we desire to be. And even if we're not there yet, we create a roadmap on how to get there. Because sometimes we kind of make pivots and then we feel lost. But if you want to become an iconic person, not just for everybody else, but for yourself too, you have to know when to pivot and that it's okay if you fall, that it's okay if you fail, as long as you can get back up. So that's my
Let's
version.
go. I love that. How about you, Sabrina?
Coach, I was so excited when I saw the opportunity to be a part of this movement, being an iconic mompreneur, because I think that it's everyday moms like us, you and I, who get up every day, we make it happen.
Mhm.
We dust ourselves off. We don't worry about, when things go array, we just continue to stay focused and we make sure that everybody is okay, everybody's taken care of. So I absolutely wanted to jump on this opportunity because that is who I exude every day, and um, it's just an honor. So thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of this.
No problem. Thank you. You know, it's interesting because I know each and every one of you guys in a different capacity, right? And it's such a blessing for me to think about when I first met you ladies, whether it was at an event or whether we're coaching together, and where you are now. Time is literally of the essence, but when we decide to activate our desire in the time, like it's something that no one can take away from us. So I am super, super, super excited to go ahead and kick off this iconic Mompreneur Expo. I'm going to be sharing my screen because what I love to do is something called Lifestyle 2.0. And Lifestyle 2.0 is basically a way for us to take a pause and really lean into who we are becoming. And so, whether you're tuning in live on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, I need you to type the word iconic in the comments. And when you type the word iconic, I want you to really think about how you resonate with it, whether you're a mom, dad, caregiver, auntie, uncle, it doesn't matter, because we're always serving. And whether you have birthed children or not, you're still an iconic person, right? So I want to welcome everybody in a quick housekeeping. Share who you are in the chat. And for our speakers and VIP, we're in the Zoom room, so you guys can multitask if you have two apparatuses, as I may say, right? If you have two apparatuses, you can also introduce yourself on Facebook in the Healing While Building group or even on YouTube. I think I might have froze, but here I am. So we're going to start off with our Lifestyle 2.0 visualization activity. And I know a few of you guys have already experienced it. And if you're comfortable, I would love for you to close your eyes because I know we literally probably came from work, we came from doing laundry, we came from cooking, or maybe we woke up from a power nap. And psst, me. And I want you to close your eyes and get comfortable and really think about the elevated version of yourself. So the elevated Mia, the elevated Danny, the elevated Sabrina, the elevated Janet. I see some individuals on YouTube, the elevated Marcus, the elevated LaShana. What does that mean for you when you hear the word elevated? Because I want you to really envision yourself doing the thing that you love to do, the thing that you pray and ask God for. I want you to know that you literally are becoming and you are in pursuit of doing it. And I want you to really just manifest and feel the sun on your face if you're doing laptop lifestyle in Jamaica, in Florida, or if you are in a penthouse with the windows all around and you see the cars and the skyline of your city because you said, you know what, this season is for me. Or maybe you are on a sabbatical out in the wilderness where there's nature and trees and all the natural things that you say you want. Maybe that's all around you. And I want us to just sit quietly for a minute and really embrace who we're becoming and how we're becoming. So we're just going to take a little bit of quietness right now. And don't forget to breathe. Breathing is free. As you take a deep breath, I really want you to just lean in that. Get credit for all the hard work that you've been doing. How does that feel? Just to sit and bask in your efforts and maybe thinking about the people that you've been able to impact in this thing called life. The families you've been able to shift and change because you said yes to your gifts. Really sit in that. Let's take a deep breath on three. When I count to three, I want you to breathe in. One, two, three. In. Hold it. Release. As you're thinking about all of the hard work and how it's paying off because you're seeing it before your eyes, what I want us to do is think about one word that you can create into a mantra in this season, whether it's love, abundance, manifestation, resiliency, clarity, sacred, promise. What is that one word that you can just capture and lean into this season and create it as a mantra because you know life is going to life. Things are going to happen. The birds are going to do what they're going to do. The kids are going to do what they're going to do. The dog's going to dog. Your husband's going to husband. Your partner's going to partner. But you still have control because you made a decision that you're going to take a little piece of action every single day to get closer to your desire. So I want you to think of that word. And as you think of that word, I want you to make a promise to yourself how you're going to keep it at the forefront when things get tough. Give you guys a couple minutes to just really sit in that. Don't forget to breathe. And when you are ready, you can go ahead and open your eyes because we're going to take a little time to self-reflect. So I would like to ask you ladies, because you're here with me in the Zoom room, and for those viewing online, whether you're here live or on the replay, you are incorporated and included in this activity too. And the beauty of technology, you can do this over and over again. You can do this today, you can do this tomorrow. But my question to you ladies here in the group with me, what came up for you when I had you think about who you're becoming and that one word that you can create a mantra for? What came up for you?
I'll say for me, it was judgment. I feel like I judge myself a lot. I feel like I have, and I'm sure other people may agree, um, about what they feel about themselves, like the opportunity to shine. And sometimes I feel like I kind of step in the back lately because I don't want to overshadow based on what certain people have said, like, oh, you're doing too much or whatever. So when you ask that question for me, the first thing that came to mind once I let the judgment go was shine. Like you're a shiner. You have the opportunity to shine. You have the opportunity to grow and to glow and to be the authentic self that God has created you to be. So that's what came up for me. And to no longer allow people, places, or things to get in the way of how I am. If
Mm,
I want to be, excited, let me be excited. If I want to be sad, let me be sad. Like stop worrying about other people and just shine.
yeah. Oh, I love that. I love that for you. And I'm excited to hear about your session today. Thank you
Thank
for
you, girl. And you
sharing.
look beautiful, by the way. I was looking at you like, look at the lashes. Meanwhile, mom was getting stuck. I was struggling. I'm like, people probably think I'm crying. I'm not crying, girl. This is lash glue.
No, thank you. I'm loving the royalty and the necklace, okay? Don't try her.
Thank
Period.
you. Period.
All right. Who is next? Clock that T. Okay, sorry, y'all.
I'll go next.
Okay.
The main thing that came up for me was no more playing small.
Mm,
I have, as Danny has mentioned, always wanted to be in the shadows or, somewhere in the bag. But I've learned to embrace all that God has given me and to focus on my purpose because my journey was not just for me. The things that I endured to get to where I am today, to be the woman that I am today,
yeah.
it's for someone else as well to show them that they too can persevere. And although you may go through, many trials, you won't always be successful on your first try. Um, but if you are resilient enough and you are determined and you continue to keep pushing, you will become triumphant. So that's what came up for me, and I'm just so proud because I remember not very long ago, just being on camera was difficult. Just
Mm,
speaking the way I am now freely and just being transparent was very difficult for me. So that is that is my share.
wow. Thank you so much. What resonated was triumphant. And I think I just jacked the end up, but you know what I'm talking about. Man, I just love your essence, Sabrina, and I love that you are bringing ministry and making an impact together. A lot of people shy away from that, and I just know that it's even more deeper from here from what we see, right? So keep it up, love, and I'm super excited for your share as well later. All right, what you got for us, Janice?
My word was peace. And basically within that, it's just knowing that regardless of what happens, like just keeping Psalms 23, like good things happen for me for his name's sake. And so regardless of what, like I know I'll be discussing basically navigating life with a child with a genetic disorder and how life has kind of like flipped upside down. Like just because this is happening, you'll still have like I'll still have peace through this process.
Mm,
And it doesn't mean that just because this is happening, I don't continue to pursue purpose.
mm.
So peace was my big word. Thank you.
Let's go. Thank you so much, Janet. And Janet, when I think of you, I think of what you shared last time. And I know every single day we elevate y'all, right? So I know this time it's going to be different. It's going to be elevated information in regards to who you're becoming and what you've learned in the process. So I'm super excited for your share. Hey, Mia.
Hey, girl. My word was abundance. I have to really get out of my own way. A lot of times, the Pisces in me is like dreamer, 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 but it's time for me to make those dreams a reality.
Yeah.
Quit playing with myself, quit sitting in the back letting other people get the shine. Let me come up front, get out of my way, stop being shy, grasp what is in front of me because I'm in every place for a reason. I was put there already written, and I'm ready to just embrace getting to know other people that
Mhm.
I can learn things from, and they can learn some stuff from me too.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. You're one of our speakers who has a whole healing product line. So thank you, ladies, for sharing. We're going to have you guys sharing more. We have even some more exciting news to share with you guys from our sponsors. This is powered by Healing While Building and Accountability on Demand. We have some cool things in store. I also want to remind everyone, if you're not aware, we have a Healing While Building Summit in Atlanta, Georgia, October 18th and 19th. And our early bird tickets literally go on sale tonight after this summit and not this summit, this expo. And what I love about Healing While Building is 2 days, it's in Atlanta, and you get to see, feel, hug, connect, and vibe with, I'm not gonna say like-minded, I'm gonna say high vibrational individuals. Mia, you've came to Healing While Building, and I met you before that at another event in Atlanta. And Mia, I would just love, and I didn't even plan this, but I'm gonna ask you, what what do you think you could say about where you were before connecting with myself and the platform to where you are now? Like, if you could just think about some self-reflection, what would you say?
Oh, I was that girl to enter the room and go straight to the back. I'm in the back corner. I don't want to talk to anybody. If I don't know anybody, I'm uncomfortable the whole time. Don't want to be seen, don't want to be called on. Just let me be. And now, way different. Being on camera, number one, this is not me. I don't, I'm like the girl in the sweats with my hair wrapped up in my tennis shoes, not on camera and all this good stuff. But definitely, I have come out of my shell. I have embraced who I am and what my gifts are.
Mhm.
And now I'm starting to capitalize on them. You definitely have switched this girl around.
Wow, such a blessing. Thank you for sharing that. And honestly, I tell people that I don't do anything. I just help guide and help unveil and unwrap what's already there. And sometimes we need a cheerleader or a support team to do that. And so I'm just super excited for Healing While Building. I know you're coming back because you're gonna be on the growth panel. You ain't know that, but I just told you right now. Okay. So listen, I am going to give control of the clicker to my good friend Janet. That way you can facilitate your slides, love, and you are up for your session.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And thank you for this opportunity. Hello, everyone. My name is Janet. Okay, perfect. Oh, let me go back. My name is Janet Mingo. I'm a momentum coach, and basically, right now, I am helping individuals champion themselves so that they can champion their child and just advocate and be there to truly um, reinforce empowerment, balance, and advocacy. I'm an author. I am an inspirational event curator. I am a mother to my beautiful son, Jace, who is 1.5 years old today. He just started walking 2 weeks ago on his own, so I'm super excited about that and just seeing him grow. I'm a sister. I'm a divorcee. And I just love all things sisterhood. I love all things genuineness and all things empowerment. Okay. All right. So basically, I want to just discuss being the everyday advocate, supporting yourself and your child that reinforces empowerment, balance, and advocacy. Because navigating life with children who have genetic disorders while balancing a busy schedule can be challenging, but it's also meaningful. You know, coming from an area where we were always like, okay, we're busy, busy, busy. I was the busy individual. I was the person who had maxed out schedules. And after dealing with myself because I have Marfan syndrome. And back in February, my child was diagnosed with Marfan syndrome, which is basically a connective tissue disorder that deals with every part of your body, even when it comes to his speech, his delayed walking. So him walking to me is such an amazing victory because it was delayed, but he's not denied. I myself had to relearn how to walk more than 12 times. So just seeing him to be able to overcome these things has been amazing for me. And I just wanted to be able to be the support for him and the voice for other people because I know that sometimes in the midst of being able to build, especially when you're working on your business or you're working on work, working on your other routines, sometimes you can feel depleted. But in order to support your child, you must first support yourself. So one of my biggest tips is basically to create structured routines. Consistency is not only vital for your child with genetic disorders, but is beneficial for yourself because you're going to be able to benefit from predictable daily rhythms. So whether you're using a planner or a tracking system, this is going to be able to help you prioritize your weekly plan. Whether it's using a digital calendar so you can track appointments, so you can track therapy, so you can track the time for you to create content, for you to track time for you to not only work on yourself, but work on being filled. So you can work on time for meditation or even prepping for the next day rather than always being so tired. You want to be mindful of your time, prioritize, and plan. A big thing for me is pausing for the cause. When you feel overwhelmed, take 5 seconds, breathe, pause for the cause and say, you know what? I'm not going to allow this moment to overwhelm me. I'm just going to allow this moment. What can I learn right now? Or what positive has happened? Or what has happened when you're dealing with the diagnosis, when you're dealing with the doctor who is not listening to you. I've had to advocate for my son. I had to advocate for myself, whether it's finding a new doctor because you don't feel heard from the one that you're currently listening to, or something that could have been avoided. Pause for that cause. And lastly, you're going to want to limit your distractions because when you're in the process of not only being a mom, you know that's busy, but if you're dealing with genetic disorders, you're dealing with building the business, the God-given business that you know is supposed to thrive, you are still responsible for the livelihood of that, okay? So you definitely want to limit your distractions. You want to build a visual schedule with pictures or icons. That way that you know that your child benefits and that he or she is on one accord with you and your routine to make it easy, especially with your family dynamic as well. Because just because one child may have a genetic disorder doesn't mean the next one does. So you want to be able to have these routines in place and communicate that with your family, your support system, and everyone, okay? The next thing I want to let you know is that change is okay. The only thing constant in this life is change. And sometimes when we're working towards the new things that we have going on, we have to remember that one, you may want to be in control, but secondly, in order for us to get to our goals, we may not be able to, we have to be able to pivot. We have to be able to shift. We have to be able to release the idea that what we thought was going to happen may not happen. So when you're going through these different shifts or changes, realize, you know what? Okay, I could allow this moment to keep me down, but how's that going to progress me to my goals? How's that going to allow me to show up for my child? How is that going to allow me to be able to show up how I need to show up in this business meeting or booking the next client? What can I currently practice that'll help me be able to remain peaceful during these times where change is necessary? Okay. The next thing I want to tell you is to leverage your community and leverage your support systems because strength for your child is literally strength for you. Isolation is not the solution. Don't hesitate to ask for help, whether it's from your family, your friends, if you're enrolling into respite care or professional services, if they need a PCA or a CNA. There are different resources that are out here to help you because if you're broken down and you're burdened and you're tired all the time, how can you show up and pursue purpose? Even for me, it was hard for me to allow my child to be enrolled into daycare because I said, I want to watch him and make sure that he's okay. LaShana has seen me. I bring wherever I'm going, if there's a conference, I'm bringing him. Of course, I have a caregiver with him, but at the same token, it's like I know in order for me to continue to pursue purpose, I have to have a community. I have to have individuals that I can rely on or join support groups. So what I used to do is women's empowerment events. In this season of my life, what I'm doing is mommy and me events because I know there are other women in my community who need support, whether it's with just like even with in my case, although I'm a single mother, there are a lot of mothers who are with a significant other who feel like they do everything on their self by themselves. So just being able to create a safe space where one, your child is safe, your child is able to see other children, and when children are around other children, they're willing to grow and develop certain skills. Even with my son, he was like, Mom, like you could tell when he's looking at the other kids walk, he's like, I want to do that. So him just being able to grow and do those things. Rely on your support system, release the cape. You don't have to do everything by yourself. Just like you can delegate other tasks, whether you're hiring someone or not, you are more than capable of relying on your community. And I also want to let you know that self-care is important. There's a difference between maintenance and there's a difference between self-care. Your child deserves a well-nurtured and happy mommy. Basically, this means moving your body. You can't pour from an empty cup. You've probably been hearing that a long time. But you have to prioritize small self-care moments each day, whether it's a walk, whether it's a quiet moment, whether it's journaling or a chat with a friend. Sometimes just talking to someone, or even if it's your business coach saying, okay, this is my idea. How can I move forward in this? And setting aside that 5 to 10 minutes just to get back to who you are. So that way you don't have to feel bound by everything else that's going on around you. And make sure after appointments or different things that you have a moment of silence so that way you can process and not carry those emotions into the next thing. Okay? The next thing I want to tell you is to communicate openly. Don't be afraid to keep everyone on the same page. You want to keep your teachers, your caregivers, your therapists in the loop with your child's needs and your changes, whether you have a therapist or not, or a coach. You want to advocate consistently, but with collaborative communication. If that means finding someone else to be able to say, like, okay, this is exactly what I need, and I see that you have what I need, don't be afraid to collaborate. Don't be afraid to open your mouth and say, because there's someone that is willing to help you. There's someone who has what you need. There's someone, whether it's services, I mentioned this earlier, whether your child may need a PCA or something like that. You definitely want to be able to do that because the time is now. You have no more time to waste. Just because this is happening does not mean that it stops you from being able to pursue your mission. And your voice matters. Your voice matters to your child. Okay. And another thing is basically what you're focusing on grows. I want you to think about like, what do you deserve more of this year? What are some habits that you can start to make your year more productive? How are you procrastinating? As we said, self-care is basically eating a balanced diet. Are you showing yourself love today? Are you sharing love? Is there anyone that you feel that you should change on your care team that'll help make you be able to accomplish your goals? How do you feel about your child's care team? Have you rested today? Rest is so important. You don't have to be overworked and burnt out all the time. Are you anxious about any upcoming appointments? And if so, who can you talk to? Do you need to find a job that's more in line with your current lifestyle and needs? Whether if you know that you're working constantly, but you're not able to show up for your child, what are the things that you know that you need to work towards to be able to create the lifestyle for yourself that's more beneficial for you and your child? And at the end of every segment, I always do affirmations with everyone. So I just want to do these affirmations with you because you are amazing. I want to let you know that I am enough. You can repeat after me or you can type it in the chat box. I am enough. God has equipped me for my purpose. I no longer bench the best player. My support system is not burdened by my request. Resources flow into my life effortlessly. My child has everything that they need. I am valued. I have everything that I need. I am always at peace. My no does not need to be validated. My voice makes a difference for my child. And thank you so much for this opportunity. I will be placing a self-care link inside of the Facebook group. And also be the best version of yourself. And you can follow me on Instagram at I am Janet Mingo. Thank you so much.
Wow. Listen, hold up. I gotta go back to these affirmations, baby. And I know we had a little tit for tat with the cursor, but look, Janet, I am so proud of you. And when you started sharing those affirmations, I literally got chills because it's clear that our voice speaks volumes for our vision so we can literally shake the nations, right? And I know
Mhm.
somebody was like, I used to didn't want to be on camera. I don't even see myself speaking like this. We have to be obedient to do the things that God implants in us. It does not do anyone justice when it just stays right here in our brain. It has to come out onto the dry erase board, onto the journal, into the atmosphere. And clearly, because I'm about to say these affirmations again, clearly, once we are literally stepping full into our power, it's a domino effect to our parenting, to our kids, to our business, to our significant other, to our environment. And so I just want to tell you thank you so much for being obedient and saying yes to your gifts. Guys, if you're not in the Healing While Building Facebook group, please get in there. She's going to be sharing her info there. But even if you're like, nah, I'm good, make sure you follow her and you connect with her individually. So I am enough. God has equipped me for my purpose. I no longer bench the best player. Come on. Come on. My support system is not burdened by my request. Baby, that alone, as people who always want to wear a superwoman cape or always want to do things for themselves, we think that it's a burden if we say, hey, can you help me? Or hey, are you able to support me with this? And I just want you guys to know people are waiting on you to ask them for support. That's how they become obedient. I can't be obedient to my gifts if someone else is not being obedient to theirs. It is energy. Resources flow in my life effortlessly. My child has everything that they need. I am valued. I have everything that I need. I am always at peace. My no does not need to be validated. My voice makes a difference for my child. Baby, thank you so much, Janet. Like, I am super excited for everything that is going to be manifesting and matriculating in your life. Thank you again. And if you're on the Facebook group or if you are on YouTube, make sure y'all give some love to Janet in the Chickadee chat. And I'm going to pass the remote control to our next speaker, the amazing Mia. You have the floor.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that intro. I feel amazing today, I guess, since you put it on me. I am Mia Washington, and I am with Intentionally Evolve. We are a self-care based company that also infuses mental health and mental wellness into our products. We transform those survival mode superwomen into the bold and balanced beauties that we can be, that we need to live up to being. And we do that one page at a time. That one page is either in a journal, a planner, or community. Behind the hustle, the woman behind the hustle, I am a wife of 14 years. I am a mother of four, two bonus, two bio, between 11 and 22. I am a sister, a daughter. I'm on a nonprofit board, a business owner, and still work 40 hours a day for a hospital chain doing behavioral health. So lots of hats, but that does not stop me from still being the person that I need to be. I always ask myself every morning, which one is going to win? Is it going to be my purpose? Is it going to be the profit? Or is it going to be my peace? Most of the time, the peace goes on the back burner, but I'm learning now to put that peace more up front. The profit and the purpose have to come after the peace, not the reverse. I always ask myself, when is the grind going to stop? I don't feel like I sleep much. However, everything that I'm doing is for a reason. Every time I speak, every time I sell a product, anything of the above, it is to help somebody else grow. And that is my purpose in being here. Can I still be a super mom and super wife? Yeah, yes. You got to take that cape off sometimes and put it on in the laundry. But listen, it is possible to do all the things. Like I said, intentionally evolve is a mental health and self-care based company. This is one of our journals, the original one. And I got into journaling really after being a single parent. My son had ADHD. He was just starting school, getting calls almost every day behind his behavior, working two full-time jobs in school, full-time, working on my master's. And it just was a mental breakdown. I can't put it any other way. I hit the darkest place of my life, and I'm like, okay, girl, it's time to unalive you. You can't do this anymore. And journaling is what turned that around for me. I figured that if I'm always preaching to my clients, get a journal, write your feelings out. Girl, do it yourself. Like, use your tools. So I started using my tools, and journaling has literally become a part of my daily routine for probably a decade and a half. It's the last thing I do every day before I get in the bed. It does not matter where I am. If I'm on vacation, my journal's with me. If I'm up late at night studying, getting ready for work, whatever, my journal is with me. Went on a staycation last weekend with husband. The only thing that came with me other than clothes was that journal. I didn't need anything else, just so I could decompress at the end of that day. And journaling can give you that release that you need to get rid of all the mental clutter. Like I said earlier, the Pisces in me, the wheels are always spinning. It never stops. So I need to write some stuff down sometime just to get it out of my head so I can rest a little bit easier. It also helps me to focus and helps me to be a little bit more creative too when it comes to everything that I'm involved in. The 5 minutes a day is all you need. A lot of people look at journaling like, okay, I don't know what to write. I don't have anything to say. It takes too much. What's the point of this? Is this really going to pay off? Yes, 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 yes. It can. Journaling is what you make it. It's days that I'll write a page. It's days that I will put one little sentence. Today was horrible, period. That's it. But I got it off my brain. It helps me definitely to get rid of that stress and release some of those thoughts that are flying through my brain all day. Real talk, real women, real results. These are all some quotes that I have from previous purchasers or customers, I should say, of mine who have bought my journal. One is journaling helps me remember me, which is very important. As moms, we put everything on the back burner a lot of times. We are last, but journaling makes you pour into yourself even a little bit each day. Journaling lets me slow down and breathe. That's me every day, on 10 constantly. But when I get that journal, it's just like writing is a way to turn off work and decompress. Speaks for itself, and journaling is my space for master planning, which is also a part of what I have in our journals. We have a goal section, so you can kind of plan what's your next day. I don't ever plan anything more than 3. If it's anything more than 3, the rest of it has to go on the back burner because I'm going to overwhelm myself. Choose 3 to focus on max. Make your day happen. If you get past it, fine. If you don't, fine. We always have another day to go ahead and push forward and succeed. Your next level business needs a next level you. These are 2 of my journals that I have. The intentional journal is one that is more self-care based. It has affirmations. It has writing prompts every 3 days. It has goal planning. It has a section for you to write what you learned for the day. I tend to come across little quotes and stuff that I like to keep tabs on to maybe use later on. And it also has a part for you to reflect every day on gratitude. It is very important to remember everything that you're blessed with. Even when you feel like you don't have anything, there's always something. So I always make myself every night figure out. So it could be, it's raining, it's sunny, I ate a good meal today. something is always there that you can be grateful for. And for these participants through Sunday, if you use the code Expo 2025, you can get 25% off of any of the products on the site. Our other journal is Soulful Serenity. It is faith-based with Bible scriptures and a section for you to log your prayers. We also have a line for adolescents that are more focused on mental health and tapping into their feelings, making sure they have a crisis plan written for themselves in the event that they feel like they're by themselves. They have right there at their fingertips who they can contact, that they know who's going to listen. They know who's going to uplift them. They know who's going to be there to support them, who's going to give them a hug. And that is really important that I have found in my line of work from the 20 years in behavioral health. It is some things out here that people would not believe that these kids are going through, and they definitely have a whole lot more on their shoulders than what we had. This social media thing, just all the things really. I grew up in an age where there wasn't really even internet yet. So we didn't have all of this trolling and whatnot. But it is well needed for all of them to be able to have somewhere to reach out to and know that they're not alone. Um, for me, this is how you get in touch with me. Intentionally evolve. I'm going to say we. I'm going to manifest the we, because I'm going to move into hiring some staff so I can stop doing all the things. I'm putting it in the atmosphere. Every Thursday we have a blog that goes live. I put all types of stuff on there, whether it's about journaling, planning, going on trips, stuff I'm going through, all the above that anybody could just go through. A regular person can go through all the mess that I have gone through, literally, but it shows also that you can push through. I have a group that I am starting on Facebook called Intentionally Evolving Together, which is just for the ladies. I'm going to kick the males out that have been in there before so we can really have some good girl talk and support each other, spread tools and resources, just empower each other, let each other know that we can still do it regardless of how we feel. And you can also follow me on all the social media platforms pretty much at Intentionally Evolve. I love interacting with people. I love meeting new people. I love being able to pour into others and have them pour into me. So please reach out. Don't be afraid. If I can get up here and do this on this camera, then y'all can reach out with no problem. I promise I won't bite. And I will be going into the chat on Facebook and dropping the link for my website on that main page. If you sign up for our subscription, you get a free little lead magnet of affirmations, 4 affirmations that you can say every day that'll help you empower yourself. And that's all for me, y'all.
Thank you so much. Ain't nothing little around her. You already know I'm
Not anymore.
Look, baby, some people don't even got no lead magnet. Some people don't even know what a lead magnet is. So we want all the things. Make sure y'all use code Expo 2025. And because I'm feeling froggy, this is what I'm gonna do. For 2 people who shares on social media, capture behind the scenes, what you're learning, capture the screen of the different speakers. For 2 people, I'm going to purchase your first journal. Okay. So you got to tag us, the speakers. You also got to tag me so I know you did it. But the biggest thing is tag Intentionally Evolve Healing While Building. All right. We're going to do that because I'm going to be honest with you, Mia. When you said no matter what, you make sure you journal, I'm like, whew, yeah, you're holding me accountable for what I know I need to be doing. Like I know I need to be working out too, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Yes,
But
yes.
if y'all seen all of the journals that I have that literally are collecting dust and just sitting around, and I bought them with intention to journal, or I bought them because they were cute, but I'm not using them, it's ridiculous. And
Mm-hmm.
because I'm writing my first book, I think that me partnering with a journal as well will help me to kind of flush out and decompress all of the things that I'm writing. So thank you for the accountability. And I'm so excited that you said we, because your goal is to higher so they can help support you and you can go on and continue to make impact. That's such a blessing. So thank
Yes,
you
you
so
are a
much.
blessing. Thank you, ma'am.
No problem. You did amazing. All right. Before we move to Danny, let me do a quick post check. And actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Y'all know I'm real random for that one time. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen so I can see all the beautiful ladies on the screen. All right, we got Danny in the building, we got Janet in the building, we got Sabrina, we got Shonda, we got Teswan. I got you, I got you, I got you, and we got the amazing D in the building. How are y'all doing? And just what's coming up for y'all so far in this atmosphere? How y'all feeling?
I'm feeling empowered. I'm feeling empowered. I mean, I just want to say real quick that journaling thing that you just talked about, like, really sparked something in me. And I'm definitely going to support and I'm going to purchase some journals and I'm also going to purchase some to give away. But I'm going to take you up on that. I may become one of your new clients because I think what you said about being able to release at the end of the day is so important. We wear so many hats and we have so much going on, and we always have to have that superwoman cap on. So to be vulnerable with ourselves and be able to release that really hit me. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you. What else,
I
guys?
I agree. And when you said so I can rest easier, like whatever it takes just so I can rest easier, like prioritizing journaling or prioritizing the little things so I can rest easier, that really stood out to me because how many things are we prioritizing to be able to rest easier? Like released in the day. So that right there, thank
Yes,
you.
yes. Yes, yes. So, Mia, I know you're dropping the link to your journals in the Facebook group. Can you also drop it here in the chat and drop the discount code too so we can support and take advantage? Anything else before we move to our next speaker? All right. Well, I'm going to go back to sharing my screen. Probably shouldn't have unshared. Now we're about to have some issues. I'm just playing. All right, cool. Got it, got it. Let me go back to sharing my screen. And Danny, I'm going to give you control. Give me 1 second. Boom. All right, let me present. And you are up.
So I know how to. Okay, there we go. Okay, slow down. Let's go back. Okay, hello, beautiful ladies. Hello, mompreneurs. Hello, bosses. First, I want to give a thank you, LaShana, for inviting me to speak today. I am very excited, and I hope that there's some nuggets that get taken away from what I have to say today. So, first of all, before I introduce you all to me, I want to first reintroduce yourselves to who you are and who you are destined to be. So, it's something that I started in my journal called Journal Fabulous, and it's called the Mirror Meeting. And so, what I would love and challenge everybody to do right now is if they are on their computers, to get on their phones and put on the camera. If they're on their phones, do the computer. If you're near a bathroom, if you're near a mirror in general, I have my mirror. You can't really see it right here, but I do. I got a mirror, and I want you, and I really want you guys to do this. I want you to take a moment, and I want you to look. I want you to look at you, and then first, I want you to breathe in and breathe out. And I want you to look at you. And for some people, it is very uncomfortable to look at you because we're out here looking at the blemishes. We're out here thinking about what we ate the other second ago. And we're like, dang, I shouldn't have ate that. It's showing up on my face. We're judgment, things of that nature. We're thinking about what we're going to do the next day. We're thinking about what we got to do after we get off of here. And I just want you to take a moment to let that all go. And I want you to look at you. And I want you to speak to yourself and say, hey, my name is Danny. So, hey, Danny. And I want you to really, really look at your eyes. And I want you to say, I love you. Sometimes it's uncomfortable. Sometimes you might start feeling some anxiety because when is the last time that we actually looked at ourselves? You know, Mia just talked about how she has all these hats, how she's a mom, how she's a boss, how she's this and she's that. But when do we take a moment to really look at who we truly are, who we were before all the hats that we were supposed to be or that we thought we were supposed to wear? Like, who am I? Who was I when I was 8 years old and I told myself, I want to be a singer, or I want to be this, or I want to be that. I just want to play outside. Like, who am I? I want you to look at yourself in the mirror and to really think, who was that girl? When did I lose her? And if it makes you feel uncomfortable, it's okay. When I first did this, I shed a tear because it was uncomfortable to me. I did not want to see that because I'm thinking like, dang, this is not what I wanted to do. I did not want to have this. This is ghetto. I don't went through this, that, and the third, but it's okay. The fact that you are willing to look at yourself in the mirror and do this mirror meeting shows that you are one step ahead of who you once were the other day. And I want you to say this to yourself. I am fine where I am right now. And I know that I am destined for greatness. I appreciate all the hats that I've worn today, but I am ready to take them off. And just for 5 to 10 minutes a day, for the next few days, I want you to look at yourself, whether it's in the morning or the evening. And I want you to ask yourself, who am I? How do I feel right now? Give yourself a check. Check yourself. Who am I? And I want you to really think and write that down. Again, Mia also talked about journaling. That's another thing, and it goes hand in hand. But think of this as a more visual journal when you're doing the mirror meeting. Okay? So let's see if I can get this mouse right. Okay, there we go. All right. So, what I would like to go through today, I only have a few minutes, but what I already started is to begin the process with you of unmasking who you once were. That young girl where you wanted to do all these things, where you wanted to be all these things, and you forgot her. You forgot the importance of just being you. Because here you are thinking about what this person thinks about you, thinking about what your son or your daughter thinks about you, thinking about what all these people think about you, but you don't even take one step to think about what you feel about yourself, what you feel about how is your growth? How are you doing today? You just fed your son, you just did this and did that, but how are you doing today? You just nurtured your daughter, you just nurtured your husband, you just nurtured the kids next door, you just nurtured your teacher, and you just nurtured all these people around you, but you. I want to basically unmask who you really truly are. I also want you to peel back the titles that we wear on an everyday basis. Like I said, a mom, a creative, a boss, a this, a that. And then my goal is to start the ignition process, to remove and like all that anxiety and all those hats that we wear on an everyday basis as women, as moms, as children of God, and reconnect with your God identity. Okay. And so, like I said, women of many hats, when people ask you, what do you do? Like, what do you do? Do you say, I am a mother, I am this, I am that, I'm a wife, I'm a creative, I'm an entrepreneur, it's just so many things. It's just overwhelming. But you never once say, I'm Danny. I'm Danny. I'm Danielle. To be more, because Danny's my I call myself alter ego. I'm Danielle. And sometimes we gave ourselves in the past these alter egos because we didn't really want to show up as who we truly are because we were judged as a child, mostly it's childhood trauma, sometimes adult trauma. But I'm Danielle. That's who I am. And after Danielle, and being a child of God, of course, I'm a mother. I am this, I am that, I am those things. But before all of that, I'm Danielle. Speaking of me, now here you get to know a little bit more about me, Danny before the Milan. This girl, and I wasn't that little girl right there. Well, you can't see I'm pointing at, but I wasn't a girl cutting a cake, but I was the girl on the other side. So it's so funny because I chose this picture because, to be honest, that is how I used to show up. I used to show up with my head down, looking like low self-confidence when I first started gaining weight at that time. I didn't like myself. I used to be the popular girl in elementary school, and then I had asthma. And I don't know if y'all know about albuterol and all those different things, but it gets you chunky because you increase your food intake. And my parents, I blame them. I just got obese, and it was just not a good look. And so I lost a lot of self-confidence in myself. I always looked down, look just like I look down in this picture right there. And I wanted to be all these things. As a child, people would ask me, what do you want to be when you grow up? I said, I wanted to be a writer, an artist, a photographer, a fashion designer, a poet. But in reality, I just wanted to be seen. In reality, I just wanted to be something that was important to other people because I felt like I was overlooked, because I felt like because I was obese, because I, wore these crazy pigtails with my curly hair, and, everybody else at that time had perms, because I was all these things, I truly just wanted to be somebody, quote unquote, important. So what did I do? So what did I do? I try to use a different word. So hopefully this is not, but a harlot. Y'all know what a harlot is. Well, a city girl before city girls were ever a city. I was a harlot. So that was me with the pink hair. Yes, it looks fabulous, but I was trifling back then, and only God can judge me, so don't judge me. But I definitely, once I started looking more attractive, I lost the weight and things of that nature. I wanted to be a bombshell. I wanted to be the thing that all the men wanted to talk to. I wanted to be that popular girl sitting here. In college, they called me a mean girl for a little bit because I was hanging with really nasty women that talked about any and everybody. It was crazy. And it just put me into this mode of I'm better than everybody else because now I'm feeling seen. That same little girl that didn't feel seen at that time is now finally feeling seen. Like, here I am, here's my pink hair. Everything was just big, everything. But that shortly ended when August 26, 2021, my daughter passed away at 3 weeks. That's my baby girl. That was my baby girl. And that was a picture to the right of me and a couple of my siblings at her funeral. And it's so funny because 2 days before she passed away, I asked myself, God, I remember I was nursing her and I was like, God, this is ghetto. Like, who you want me to be? I'm not even with my baby daddy. Like, this is trifling. I didn't go to Atlanta just to be like this. Like, what you want me to, like, what am I supposed to do? Again, because I was wearing all these different hats, right? I was trying to be all these things other than being myself. And then ironically, she passed. It forced me to move to Baltimore, which is where I'm from, with my parents in a 3-bedroom with 5, 6 people. Me and my son having to sleep on a couch for like a year, finally moved into my sister's room once she moved out. It was just a whole big bundle of a lot. And that was because I feel like God was trying to reshift me. God was trying to make me remember this isn't just a testimony. You keep asking me who you are. I'm trying to show you right now. You ain't all those things that you were before the baby passed. This is what I'm trying to shift you. If you've ever felt like you don't understand why God has done all these things to you, it's a shifting. It's time to refocus. It's time for you to do that mirror meeting and ask God, ask yourself, who am I? So once I started getting to know myself again, and I started to really go through the trials and tribulations, from alcoholism to sexual abuse to just dating people just because they were quote unquote high caliber and all these things, all the things, right? I said, you know what? I want to start over. I want to start fresh. And I started talking to God. I started praying to God, and I came from being heartbroken to healing. I decided to create something called Save, Fine, and Fabulous, which is a community for women who no longer just want to separate healing from holiness, who no longer want to be judged, who want to have a community of people who actually truly care about God and care about themselves, and don't just want to be, oh, I'm just here just because I want to be popular, or I just want to be in this clique, especially in Atlanta. Y'all know how Atlanta go, right? And I just wanted to create something for people like me who were tired of wearing all of these hats to the point where they were no longer themselves, where they were everybody else but themselves, and they want to start working on them. Because at the end of the day, you are not just a mom. You're not just a housewife. You're not just an entrepreneur. You are not just a poet. You are not just all these things, but you are indeed fabulous. You're a fabulous woman of God. You are a season and a voice to be reckoned with. You are awesome. And don't ever let anybody else, including you, tell you otherwise. Because a lot of the times our present self will tell ourselves, our past self, that we were trash. But actually, when you finally start recognizing, like, okay, yeah, I was a little city girl. And okay, I got some baby daddies, and look at me now. I'm lit. I'm lit for Christ. I'm not lit like that no more, but I'm lit for Christ, and you start making it a joke, you'll start embracing who you truly are, and you'll start looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, wow, I really love you. So thank you guys. That's all my time this evening. And I hope this is the start of you truly embracing who you truly are and who you are supposed to be, which is a child of God.
Ooh, baby, I didn't know if you was done or not. I'm like, I'm still waiting on the sauce. Oh my goodness, Danny, I am so proud of you. She said city girls before there was even a city, okay? I'm so proud of you. Like the world has been waiting on you to say yes, and now you have said yes. It's just literally your playground, right? And for those that don't know, Danny's actually expecting. When are you due, boo?
Tomorrow, girl.
Stand up, girl. Stand up.
I'm just kidding. I'm doing 2 weeks, but that's me. Look. Oh, I
Come
can't see
come
it.
closer.
Wait,
Just
wait,
come
wait, wait,
closer.
wait, wait. Here you go. Wait. Oh, all right. Well, he don't want to be seen. He a little shy. It's okay. He a little shy.
Girl,
I'm big.
remove the
Look at
background
my
so we can
Instagram.
see. Look. Remove the background. But my point is, whoo, Jesus. And we got somebody talking about womb healing later on. Not somebody, my girl Sonia, talking about healing. Like God is just so good. And to wrap up with what you see on the screen, you are fabulous in your own right, in your own essence, flaws and all. So thank you, Danny. You did amazing. Was this your first like virtual speaking opportunity?
Yes, I was like, God, please, because I didn't have time to really press it. God, please just
Listen,
use me.
no one would have ever known had I not said nothing. So clearly you are right where you need to be. Okay. Yes. So listen, I'm actually going to remove the screen share because we have an amazing speaker coming up next. D, I'm going to literally spotlight you so you have everyone's attention, and we're excited to learn from you, love.
All right. How y'all doing today? How you doing? How you doing? All right. So my name is Deanna. I am known as Trucking with D. So that has been a name that's been branded with me. And once I tell you a little bit about my story, you will kind of understand it. But I do like to formally give you guys my name. But I am Deanna Cooper. And I'm just gonna jump right into it. And one thing I do is I speak over my life daily. And I'm going to do that with you guys because the Bible says the tongue speaks life or death. So we're going to do that together. I am the heads and not the tails. This is my season. This is my time. I'm always in the right place with the right people, surrounded in the right opportunities. I am the lender and not the borrower. And I will not leave here the same way I came. All right. So I was hearing and reading the lips at the same time. So y'all was giving me my energy. But I'm going to be talking to you guys about fear, doubt, and failure. That is one of the biggest tricks of the enemy. And I have to share my story to be able to allow you to understand how fear, doubt, and failure can hold you back. Um, I almost let the fear of change, right? Because I didn't want to change. I almost let the doubt of not making it, the doubt of not feeling worthy enough. And then the embarrassment of failure stopped me from leaving a legacy for my family. In 2020, COVID changed all our lives, whether that was losing a loved one, losing a career, or just getting used to the new normal. And unfortunately, I experienced it all. I lost my father. I found out I was 5 months pregnant with my fourth child, and I lost my business that I had since I was 19. The mortgage industry crashed because no one would close loans due to COVID. I was 100% commission, and I did not know what I was going to do. And again, fear stepped in. I did not want to change. I had an opportunity to get into the logistics space, but I was so afraid of changing that I almost prevented myself from being who I am today. And I don't want that to happen to anyone here. I want you to know that sometimes God put us in an uncomfortable situation to get us where he needs us to be. One thing that helped me is I realized what's my why. So I want everybody, if you don't know what's your why, I want you to know that tonight. That's your homework. And let me explain to you what I mean by the why, because it's so cliche and everybody, oh, that's my why, my kids, my mama, my. No, your why is that thing that gives you that last piece of breath to cross the finish line. Your why is that thing that talks to you and tell you that you can do it and you're not going to give up. That why is why you're not going to stop doing what you have to do. And my why is my kids, my husband, my mother. I have people that not only depend on me, but believe in me. And once you know that why, the trick of the enemy, which is fear, doubt, and failure, it can't hold you back. It can't hold you back. So fast forward, I decided that I was going to take that leap of faith. I was going to trust God and I was going to change professions. And I got into logistics. And not only did I create something so amazing. I learned something. I fell in love with something. I fell in love with faith, right? I fell in love with trusting God. And I fell in love with my new passion. And God wasn't taking real estate away from me. He was just adding something else to me. You know, God wants us to have more. We have to have multiple streams. We have to not limit ourselves. And sometimes we be so good in one lane that we feel like we can't be good in multiple lanes. And God said, no, let me show you what I can do for you. And I'm like, I can't do that. I'm 100% commission. I got these bills, I got that bills. What am I going to do? And God took me into a new industry. And within 5 months, I was surpassed what I have created in 20 years in real estate. So I'm telling you now, whenever the fear, the doubt, and the failure sit in, that lets you know that you're on the right path. That lets you know that you're going into that destiny that God has for you because the enemy doesn't want you there. So that's why he puts in the doubts. That's why he puts in the fear. That's why he makes you feel like you're not good enough. That's why he makes you think that you can't make it. Let me tell you something. Get you two things, a Bible and a good support system. And if you don't have a good support system, you got one now. Because every woman on this call can be your support system. Every woman in this call can motivate you. And I'm just going to tell you guys, just sitting here listening to all these women on the lives the other night, I was able to pick something up from each one of them. I was able to add that to my toolbox. You get what I'm saying? But if you don't know how to get rid of fear, doubt, and failure, you can't be that person because it has you so blinded that you think you have to compete, or it has you so blinded that it makes you feel like you're not worthy enough, or you can't be around these people, or you can't accomplish these things. Let me tell you something. You can accomplish whatever you want to do. I now am an industry leader in the transportation space. I coach people. I have over 200 coaching clients. I have made over 7 figures in my first year in logistics. I am now a motivational speaker that help people overcome fear, doubt, and failure. I have ebooks, I have coaching calls, and I have anything that I can do to help somebody break down those barriers. Because one thing God told us, he delights us in asking. I hear people say, "Oh, I don't want to seem like I'm always." No, God is our Father. Do you ever want your child to feel like they can't come ask you for nothing? No. Okay. Thank you. Let me tell you something. I want everybody to do this with me. I love this analogy because people don't understand why I give so much, why I'm so willing to give. I give my time, I give my knowledge, I give my prayers, I give everything because the fastest way to get blessed is by giving. So I want everybody to hold out your hand. Hold out your hands. Now close your hand. What can you get with your hand closed? Nothing. But what can you get with your hands open? Everything. The Bible said we have to give in order to receive. So if we take that time to pour into other people, and help other people. That's the fastest way to get to your blessings. You will elevate yourself more by giving than trying to hold back. So today, I challenge each one of you guys to not only know your why, recognize your why, and use your why to break down fear, doubt, and failure, because it's only a trick of the enemy. I'm Trucking with D. You can find me on every social media platform with Trucking with D. It's spelled just like it is. It don't have a G. It's Trucking with DEE. You can also go to TWD Speaks to see any events that I have coming up. And I will also be dropping my link for consultations, ebooks, or just to talk to me. I'm the type of person, like I said, I love to give. If you're following me on social media, you need somebody to talk to, DM me. I'm just like you just like me. And I can learn something from you, and you can learn something from me. Thank you so much, LaShana, for having me here today. I thank you, all you ladies, for everything that you have shared with us. And I'll be sticking around to continue to learn and grow with the rest of you guys. Have a blessed one.
Wow, thank you so much. That is such a blessing. I love that visual that you gave us of having our hands open and having our hands closed. The difference is almost like your mindset. When your mindset is closed, you're not flexible, you're in pessimistic thinking, you're in limited thinking, you're in lack, you're in scarcity thinking. But when your mindset is open, I don't know how I'll do, but I'm going to do it. I don't know who's going to buy this ebook, this offer, this journal, but I'm going to put it out there. I don't know who's coming to this event, but I'm going to be obedient and do it. The openness literally is where the magic happens. So thank you so much, Dee. We appreciate you. And y'all, make sure you're in the Healing While Building Facebook group, because all of our speakers are going to be dropping their information there. You can definitely follow them on all socials as well. Before we go to our next speaker, let me just do a check-in with everybody. I know y'all been listening. Some of you guys have already spoke. Some of you guys have been listening in. How y'all feeling? Let me just do a post check. Like, I guess my question is, what has come up for you in regards to resonating with you so far at this iconic Mompreneur Expo?
The importance of community keeps coming up in my spirit. If you don't surround you, and I think we've mentioned this before, or somebody has said this before, I'm sure, but if you don't surround yourself with like-minded people, if you don't surround yourself with like-minded women, mothers, you will stay stagnant. And this is the prime example of what it means to continue to move forward and continue to surround yourself with people who are just as ambitious as you and who are vulnerable to that yes that God has called them to. So LaShana, I just want to say thank you so much, because I have been poured into.
Oh, no worries. Thank you for saying yes and sharing your gifts with the community, because community takes everyone, right? And I think at the end of the day, when you are, maybe you grew up in a single home, single parent home, or you've been a single parent yourself, we automatically pick up patterns of isolation, solitude, and doing it ourselves because we've always done it ourselves. And that doesn't mean you won't win or you won't be successful, but you can do it with more support and more effectively when you are vulnerable enough to say, "Hey, what's popping? Let's hang out. Let's go to lunch. What are you doing?" Like, just it's almost like going back to elementary. Will you be my friend? Right? And I know it sounds weird because we're adults, but it's funny. I was talking to somebody that I'm connected with, and it was like, she was like, "Girl, I don't want to be doing business. I want us to hang out. I want you to be my friend." I was like, right? And I wanted to be her quote unquote friend too. But who says that nowadays? So, what is y'all thoughts about grown women, grown people being vulnerable enough to say what they truly need and looking for friendship and finding it in a way that is healthy and not potentially counterproductive or negative like we maybe have experienced in the past?
I would say it can definitely be harder, for sure, um, than when we were younger. I mean, yeah, it was hard when we were younger. Don't get me wrong. I see, especially these kids these days, these Generation A's and F's and G's, definitely hard. But it's like I find myself like to this point, like I'm going to the grocery store. I'm like, maybe one day I'll find my bestie. Maybe I'll drop something on the floor and she'll pick it up and say, "Hey, girl, I like your hair." We become best friends or something. Because, the need for community is just so real. And when you don't have community, you
Mm.
do feel lost. You know what I'm saying? I realized that when I started going through my like alone phases, which would like random times in my life, I'm like, dang, I miss people. When I start isolating myself, I'm like, I miss people. So definitely, it can be harder. It can be hard, especially if you don't know where to look.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for sharing that. Any other thoughts?
It's power in numbers. I mean, you guys all have said it, and just piggyback, your circle is everything. Your circle is everything. But always remember, if you don't have a support system, God is always there. You can talk to him. But your circle is very important. So you ladies are now my circle. So when I be in your DMs, don't be trying to ignore me.
Okay. Love it, love it, love it. All right, we're going to move to our next speaker. And FYI, for those in YouTube land, if you are not upgraded to VIP, I'm going to pop that link. It's actually iconicmompreneur.expo.com. You can literally join us here with our speakers and our VIP individuals in the Zoom room so you can chat with us and also ask your questions. But I see y'all thugging it out in YouTube land, and we appreciate all the engagement. For our speakers who haven't popped in the YouTube yet, you guys are getting lots of love, lots of affirmations. So let me share my screen so I could put this beautiful next picture up of our next speaker, and then I'll remove the screen share because we're gonna do more so of like a master class, kind of like what Dee did. But I want y'all to see this beautiful next speaker as I'm doing it. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Bingo. All right. So our next speaker is the amazing Shonda Smith. She's going to be sharing with us today. And I'm super excited because I actually met LaShonda networking and in other communities. And we talked about the importance of community. And this is the thing. I think every single person on this line, either I worked with you as your one-on-one coach, you've been in my coaching program, or I've met you in these networking internet streets. And so you got to get outside. And y'all might be like, outside in the real world. No, sometimes it's outside of your comfort zone because the comfort zone is the danger zone. And the more you stay comfortable in your little corner where ain't nobody messing with you and you ain't messing with nobody, then you're just going to be complacent because we already know God put you in this world, in this energy to make an impact. And that doesn't mean you got to be standing front and center with a microphone, but it does mean that you got to do what your heart's desire is telling you to do. I don't know if that's for you. If that's for you, drop me a 2 in the comments, whether you're here live with us in Zoom or you're on YouTube land. You have to follow your heart's desire. That is my sentiment for you guys. All right, so I'm gonna stop share. I'm going to spotlight you. Shonda, you have the floor.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I have to set my timer because I don't want to like go too long. All right. Oh, wait. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Can
Yes, we
everyone
can
hear
hear
me?
you. Mhm.
Okay. All right. Thought I was going at 7:30. I was not prepared to be so early. I'm 10 minutes early.
Shonda,
I hadn't
I
said my prayer
understand that.
yet. No, just wait.
Look, like, I understand that, but you're gonna do great. But what's popping?
Awesome. All right, guys. I'm personal and professional development strategist, project manager, and full service manager, author, and public speaker. And today I'm going to be speaking about developing your personal brand and crafting your elevator pitch. Pretty much is stand out, speak clearly, lead with purpose. All right, I'm going to set that over there. All righty. So today we'll dive in how to intentionally shape your personal brand and how to craft a compelling elevator pitch that opens doors. This is about clarity, confidence, and standing out authentically. So personal brand, what is your personal brand? Personal brand is pretty much the story people tell about you when you're not in the room. It's your reputation, values, skills, and style. It's intentional, not accidental. So pretty much everyone has a personal brand. Whether or not they know it or not, they do have a personal brand. It's the emotion It's the emotional impression you leave on people. Personal brand is about being intentional. So just think about it. Your personal brand is your reputation with purpose. It's how people describe you when you're not around. You can either let it form on its own, or you can shape it strategically. So pretty much your personal brand, it really matters. It differentiates you in a crowded space. It builds trust and recognition. It aligns your opportunities and help others clearly refer you or hire you. If you have this great personal brand, then they'll be like, oh yeah, I know such and such that does this, so I can refer you here. Your personal brand pretty much speaks for itself. So, and I just want to be clear here, personal branding, period, is no longer just for business. It is definitely for you too, because people support your business or your brand based on you. And if they like you, they don't even have to need the product or need whatever you're selling. If they like you, they gonna click the button and purchase whatever you're wanting, whatever you're selling. So your personal brand, it builds trust and it allows connections. A personal brand helps you to know where you fit in and what differences you can make. So whether you're a creator, a leader, an entrepreneur, people are drawn to clarity. A personal brand gives people confidence in referring, hiring, or collaborating with you. So there's 3 pillars to personal branding. It's clarity, consistency, and credibility. Clarity is who you are, what you stand for. Knowing what you stand for and who you are is like the absolute most important. Then consistency is, are you showing up for yourself across platforms? You have to show up for yourself across all platforms and interactions and in the same space. So if you are showing up for yourself as one person on Instagram, the other person on LinkedIn, people are going to notice that. So I would advise you to show up on all of them as the same person and make sure that they all match. Credibility is what proof or value do you offer? You build trust through results, testimonies, and through leadership. So if everybody you come across, like I said, you will want them to know that you're a stand-up person, and also have people, if they know that you're a stand-up person, hey, go to Google, let them know that I'm a stand-up person, let them know that my personal brand speaks for itself, so you can be a client of mine. So your brand should feel like you. When you're building a personal brand, you can be strategic, but it should definitely feel like you. So you should be is the representative of you, pretty much. But you also want to follow through with that being the representative of you. You know, a lot of people say, oh, that's how representative talking. Well, you need to follow that representative and always be that representative that's speaking. So it's not about being perfect. It's about being authentic and aligned. So you always want to match your personal brand. 1 second. Sorry, guys. Sorry, y'all know I got kids. So why does personal brand matter? It differentiates you in a crowd. It builds trust and recognition. It attracts aligned opportunities. It helps others. I would say that. It helps others refer you or hire you. So yeah, that was the brand. The personal brand matters. So now we'll talk about brand identity. Ask yourself, what are your core values? What do I want to be known for? What unique skills or stories sets me apart? What kind of people do I attract? So you have to reflect on your values and your strengths. What do I have a strength in? What do I value the most? What do I want people to value about me? And that's how you can craft that personal brand and be able to sell yourself to people. Because even corporate America, you have to have a personal brand for corporate America, or you have to have a personal brand for blue collar, white collar, for your business. Everything requires a personal brand. So, and when building that, you think about what energizes you. What makes you go? What makes you want to give you that oomph? And that's something that you want to develop when you're developing your brand identity. And then you focus on what makes you memorable. So it's take time to define the core values of who you are, your values, your strengths, your purpose. That becomes a foundation for everything from how you speak, on what you post, everything. So it just, your personal brand reflects everywhere. So you just want to definitely take that into consideration. So then you develop a brand statement. The formula to develop the brand statement is, I am whoever, I achieve whatever transformation through whatever methods or skills. So example, I help creative entrepreneurs and corporate America workers turn ideas into revenue through clear branding and accountability coaching. So that was telling you what I do, how I can help you, and my target audience of who I'm trying to attract. And then make sure that you use a clear, concise, simple statement when you're developing your brand statement, because you don't want to go over the top, be too wordy, use dead air in the statement. So you just want to be clear and concise, to the point, one sentence. Don't overcomplicate it. Focus on the value of what you can offer, who you are, and just a clear and concise statement. And be confident and know what you do and who you're planning to help. This is like an internal GPS, guys. It's a brand statement, and it should guide your decisions, content, and conversations. If you're stuck, focus on who you want to help and how you can do it differently. So it's always, they say, if you want to get a business, focus on the problem so that you can sell them the solution. That's how it is with your personal brand. Focus on what you can sell to them so that they would support you or hire you for that job or buy your product. So next I'll talk about an elevator pitch. This is the most important, because a lot of people, they stumble, they stutter, they just don't know how to sell themselves. So elevator pitch is a 30-second verbal snapshot of your brand. It's used when networking, interviewing, pitching. The goal of an elevator pitch is to be clear, confident, and memorable. So if you get that 30 seconds in the elevator with this millionaire and he said, hey, I want to support somebody's brand, and I have $1 million, I'm ready to do it. Are you ready for your elevator pitch? Are you ready to say, okay, this is how you can support my brand. This is what I have to offer. This is what I want you to put this $1 million in. So it's your brand, what's in your head on paper. I know somebody mentioned something earlier about journal. So we can use a journal to capture all the points of what you think your elevator pitch is, and then write it on paper, put it in your head, study it, and then implement it. So it's not a script, it's a snapshot of everything that you have. You use it at events, interviews, intros, online, podcasts, to your friends and family. You just keep saying it over and over and over to your friends and family until you can verbally say it in public in front of a stranger. I know I met someone, I forgot, I was at a network event because I be outside. And she ran down her elevator pitch so great, I was impressed. I said, oh my God, that's amazing. That's better than me. But yeah, she was just ready. She was concise and to the point. She had her elevator pitch together. You should be able to tell someone what you do in 30 seconds or less without sounding robotic, without thinking like it's a handshake, and let them be curious, not confused. Because you don't want them to walk away and be like, what the heck did she just say? Or what does she have to offer me? Or who is she? Want them to know, hey, this is who this is. Bam, 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 bam. She do this, do that. So to structure your elevator pitch, elevator pitch is who you are, what you do, who you help, why does it matter, and why does it matter? So example of an elevator pitch. I am Jordan. I'm a wellness coach who helps busy professionals reduce stress, build sustainable habits so that they can thrive in work life. That was telling us who he was, what he do, and how he can help us. So that's pretty much what an elevator pitch is for a business. However, if you want to throw in an offer, like LaShana always say, throw in that offer. If you want to throw in an offer, you could definitely throw in an offer. It depends on who you're telling your elevator pitch to. Because if you're selling a business or selling a product, you would definitely want to say what you have to offer or give them some ways of getting back in contact with you. If you're trying to get a job interview, you would give a little bit about your background. A lot of people say, tell me a little bit about yourself. They don't want to know about your cat, your dog, and your kids. No pun intended. I got 6 kids. They want to know about your professional background as far as where you went to school at, what's your career background, how can you be a asset to their organization. Always want to know about if you research their company and what they do and how they help people. So that's the important thing to remember. You can have 1,000 elevator pitches. It's not just one, because you have to tailor them to who you're talking to. And so in within the elevator pitch, you want to share your name, your role, mention the help, mention how you can help and solve the problem, and end with the transformation or result. So tell them, oh, I did this for such and such, and I can help this person do this. Oh, and hey, I did that for that person. So just they want to know about how you helped someone else and how you did the transformation of someone else. So the most powerful elevator pitches are simple and service minded. It's not about proving you're impressive. It's about making it clear how you bring value to others. And a couple of tips when you're talking about the elevator pitch is to keep it conversational and practice out loud. Like I said, definitely practice with your family members, practice on the phone, in the mirror, practice with your community. Avoid jargon and dead words and dead air, like so no, I don't know, I don't even know you, what are you talking about? And that's a lot of word, that's the word that everybody know. Oh yeah, no, dear. So kind of delete that dead air word out of your mind, because that's something that they do not know, and that's what you need to tell them. So avoid the jargon, smile, pause, so that you can let them know that you are very confident, because confidence sells. So pause and be like, so that's me. That's what I got. That's what I have to offer. You want it? You need it? So that after selling yourself, you want to walk away confident and say, okay, I sold it. I did that. So, and then, like I said, practice. You don't have to memorize, make it flow. And if you memorize it for verbatim, then you're not going to be able to make it flow. So practice so you can make it flow. And smile so you can make it flow. I'm sorry. And smile when you speak. Believe it or not, people can hear your energy over the phone. So if you're not smiling or you're sad, they're gonna be like, oh, well, shoot, she's not even excited about her brand. Why should I be? So it makes you sound more engaging, energetic, and it's more positive. And people want positivity all times. So and avoid big buzzwords or vague titles. Be straight, concise, and to the point. Like with salon suites, for example, because I used to be in that business, they would have, like, I had my name at the top of the building, Industry 28. I wanted people to know who I was. Big epic failure, guys, because I should have had salon suites there at the top of the building, because it's concise and they know exactly what I said, what's in this building. So be careful of what you do when you title it. Just be straight and concise of what you're trying to achieve in the title. Clarity always beats cleverness. You want someone to hear your pitch immediately and understand what you can do and how it helps them. Confidence comes from clarity. So I'm finishing up, LaShana. So in a workshop, you can build yours now. Let me see. Sorry, guys. So in closing, I had an extra slide in there. In closing, your brand already exists. You just have to shape it. Your elevator pitch is your voice. Use it, lead with clarity, and keep evolving. Always stay authentic, be yourself, and make sure that your brand is your leadership. Your elevator pitch is your voice, and stay aligned and show up with purpose. Your personal brand is how you build trust at scale. Your elevator pitch is how you invite people into the world. Keep redefining, showing up, and the right people will find you. And then thank y'all so much for listening, guys. If you are ready, I know a lot of people talked about community. So if you're ready to join a community that helps you hold yourself accountable for whatever short-term, long-term goals that you have, we also go from state to state. We do one-day trips for brainstorm and check-ins. It's power in numbers, guys. And we have a team ready to support you and bounce ideas off of. Our cohort is called Renew Your Purpose. And because you're here today, you can use Iconic 2025 to receive 50% off our 12-month cohort. It's a 12-month coaching program where you'll get access to myself and my team members. Also, you can join us on Facebook called Renew Your Purpose. And then you can follow me on Instagram at The Snow Effect. I hope to hear from everyone soon. And thank you so much, LaShana, for giving me this space.
Thank you. Great job. So excited. And I actually looked at the agenda. You're right. We did put you on early, but You jumped in there, and I always say, when you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. I love that you talked about clarity because this is the thing. When you are not confident and you don't have clarity, that's when you won't show up and take opportunities. And you're not going to get it perfect, dotting your I and crossing your T on the first time, on the second time, on the third time, or even the ninth time, because perfection is not realistic. But when you get your reps in, and the more you say it, and the more you kind of tinker with it with what I call try, test, and tweak, change out a word here, elevate a word here, it's going to be to where, like Shonda said, she's seen somebody and they shared their story, their elevator pitch, and she was like, she was wowed. Well, guess what? That person didn't wake up yesterday and just said, I'm a da 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 that helps da 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 da. She's been doing it over and over and over and over and over and over again. So my question to you guys before we move to our next speaker, and this is not for you to answer, I want you to think about it. What is that thing that you need to polish and refine to make you more confident in growing your business? Is it communication? Is it your messaging, articulating what you do and who you do it for? Is it your marketing, where you're not consistent and when you show up, everybody be like, dang girl, where you been? Because they ain't seen you in a minute. I don't know who I'm talking to, boo. Or is it imposter syndrome, which is the inner critic telling you that you're not enough, that you don't belong at the table, and at some point everyone's going to find out that you're a fraud. So even when you are at the table, you're still in your head doubting yourself, pinching yourself, wondering if you even belong. Whatever it is that you need to polish and refine, this is the key. It's called exposure therapy. You have to do the thing that you're afraid of. We did not know how to ride a bike until we got on that bike with them training wheels, bust your knee to the white meat, whatever your story is, right? And did it over and over again. And now I haven't rode a bike in years, but I can give me one right now. I'm gonna ride it. I'm gonna be good. So what starts off as being something that you know nothing about can literally become your superpower, where you then can get paid for your gifts. So thank you again, Shonda, for giving us that juice. I'm going to share my screen for the one time so we could see our next speaker. Un momento, guys. I'm super excited for Tess to speak because, again, she came out to one of my networking events called Boots and Blazers. And for you guys that don't know, I have a multi-purpose content creation studio in Atlanta called Pop Up and Create, but I also hold safe space from networking events to table talks to sister circles all over Atlanta and also at my space. And Tess came out because she's connected to one of my good friends who's in another community, BPC, and now she's here sharing on the platform. So you got to get outside, whether that's outside of your comfort zone or outside of your house, so you can then expand your reach. So Tess, I'm going to give you the floor. We are ready to learn from you, love.
Okay, everybody, good afternoon. My name is Tess Swan. I am a public speaker and I am a first-time author. I published my first book last year called Bear It All. And speaking of, before I even get started, do you remember your journey to motherhood and to entrepreneurship? How they both started? I'm going to just say I came in here on 5%. I'm at about a good 55, 56. Okay. I'm a little hoarse, so bear with me. But I want you all to get active with me in the chat. So when you were on the way home today and you knew you had to speak tonight, what percent were you on? Because you probably had to work all day, or maybe you're a full-time entrepreneur, so you was doing your entrepreneurship stuff. But what percentage were you on? I really want you to answer that in the chat. What percent were you on? Either on the way home and you hadn't logged in yet, and I'm gonna give y'all a second because we got on live a couple of days ago and I said, I'm on 5%. Okay, we got some 15s, we got some 20s. So let's talk about nurturing yourself as a mother, and nurturing yourself as an entrepreneur. Let's go back a little bit. I want you to go all the way back to when you found out you were pregnant. What were you doing? Were you excited when you were going to the ultrasounds? You looking at the baby's face, and you were trying to, you were imagining, what it would be like to hold your baby, right? And then the flip side of that, when you decided that you had purpose in this life outside of yourself, outside of living and working a 9 to 5, but there was a gift inside of you that could be support to someone else. You had a business inside of you that you also needed to birth. And what did you do? You started imagining, well, what is life going to be like when I implement this? When I step into this, who am I going to evolve into? And what change am I going to bring about into the world and into my community? Well, when I started my entrepreneurship journey, I started writing my book around the time that before I found out I was pregnant. Okay. And I said, you know what? I'm going to just write a book. Okay. Because that I'm a creative person. So I like to create things with my mind and with my hands, and then send it out into the world and see who it touches and what it does. And so I started writing this book. And then honey, God threw me a whole monkey wrench in the system and was like, oh, and this on top of it. And I was like, okay, God, well, I'm going to continue to write my book, but I'm also going to have this baby. Because when I went in, because, in Georgia, you have to confirm that, you're pregnant. So they take you to the clinic or wherever you go, and they do the ultrasound, and you're sitting on the table because this is your first pregnancy. You're sitting on the table, you don't know what to expect. And imagine yourself sitting there in that dark room, and this cold wand is going across your stomach, and then finally they turn that switch on, and then you hear the galloping horses, the ba-boom, 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 ba-boom. And it gets real to you. And you're like, oh, crap. No, I'm pregnant. There is something inside of me that has a life force that I'm about to see, that I'm about to bear witness to. And you go on, you have your child, and you are learning motherhood, right? Right out the gate. Whether you have your business already, or there are some mothers who have picked up their business, but then had to sit it aside. And that can be a little bit painful, right? Like this is my baby, this is my physical baby, but I have to sit down or table my purpose-driven baby for a moment so I could learn myself as a mother, so I could learn, how to do this. Because yeah, they got books and stuff for it. But just like they have books for entrepreneurship, they have books on the how-tos on, what to do as a mom, right? But as a mother, my journey ain't your journey. I might can learn a thing from you and tweak it, but at the same time, I have to do this my own way. It don't feel right unless we're doing it how we want to do it. So you table your business, and you learn the ins and outs of yourself as a mother, as this woman who is giving life to this child, whether you're breastfeeding or you're not, whether you're a stay-at-home mom or you're not, but you have to figure out your schedules. You have to figure out, well, this is the baby's sleeping time. Let's dial it back. Let's slow down. This is when the baby's gonna wake up to feed, and this is when the baby's gonna go to sleep. And this is when I'm gonna get my sleep. And this is when I'm gonna be at work. And who's gonna watch my child when I'm not able to watch them and I gotta go? So we're figuring out this schedule, and understanding who we are as a mother. And then you finally get the strength to pick back up the baby that you had to table. And you're having to learn the balancing sequence, right? So I need to be all in on mommy mode in this hour. But then this hour is dedicated to my purpose, baby. The thing that gives me purpose in this world, the thing that drives me in this world. So then you hit the wall and you're like, hold on. But I'm a single mom and I have this networking event that I want to go to. I am trying to, build a mentor mentee relationship with this person, but yet I'm a single mom and I have to figure out, okay, well, is this person going to be understanding of, well, I'm bringing my baby because I got to get this. I got to get what you have to pour into me. I want to know how to move better in this sequence. So in my journey, because I can only come from the book of tests, right? I got linked up with Taria and LaShana. And when I say your coaches are going to be the midwives to the birth and the success of your purpose, baby, honey, if you don't have a coach or a mentor and a relationship that you're building upon in that arena, you need to. Because those are the people who are going to understand you on the outside. If you get what I'm saying, like those are the people who are going to understand what your needs are and how to service you, how to speak life back into you, how to help you see what you can't quite see. And I love the analogy, connect the dots, because y'all ever like to play that game where there's a picture there, right? But all it is just dots. I'm showing my age, but I used to connect the dots, and then by the time I got done connecting those dots, the beautiful picture that stood before me, something that you couldn't see at first, but now you have the finished product. And this shout out goes to LaShana and Taria, because you don't know just how much your coaches are going to pour into you and give you life. Like, even in the iconic Mompreneur event tonight, I really didn't know if I should show up tonight. Not, we did what we did and I made the connection and I said, you know what, I'm going to do this. But there was a part of me that said, you know what, well, maybe you shouldn't have. What was that? The intrusive thoughts, the imposter syndrome. So, LaShana, yes, ma'am, you hit the nail right on the head. When the imposter syndrome starts trying to talk you out of your purpose, you have to have those midwives, aka LaShana, aka your coach, that is going to push you and say, no, you got a seat at this table. Show up for yourself. And sometimes after we've juggled motherhood and we've juggled that 9 to 5 and we're trying to incorporate building our business, pushing our business, expanding our business. And sometimes you have to show up even when you might be on just 5%. You done finally put that baby to sleep after that baby done been running around, because your business has a toddler phase, just like your child have a toddler phase, okay? Your business, you trying to figure out the scheduling and it's just not quite working right, or you've done your first couple of events and you didn't quite have the audience that you wanted, but you are still called to this purpose. You still have to endure. I had to get my word right. You still have to endure the toddler phase of your business, just like you have to endure that toddler phase of your child or children. So showing up for yourself even when you are just at that 5% puts you further than you could have ever imagined. And when you show up, even when you just at that little bit, when you just got a little bit in you. And like I said on the live that night, you just got to show up. You could just put yourself on mute and just turn it on to be poured into, because a lot of times that's what we need as women. Our grandmothers and our ancestors before us, they had rallies, they had the civil rights movement where they gathered and they supped, and while the men did their own thing, the women were gathering together, whether it was at the bus stops, whether they were working as maids at the house, whether it was on Sunday school or Bible study evenings. They had community. Well, our community now looks different than theirs did. And we have to be diligent in fostering those relationships. If you are set to build a community, it is imperative that you do so, because somebody is waiting to hear your voice. Somebody is waiting on your service. The women that have spoken before me, I have written your names down and I have taken notes because y'all have poured into me. I was literally walking in my place on 6%. And I was like, okay, I'm showing up for myself, because I had this conversation with myself last night that no matter what they say, come hell or high water, I'm going to show up for myself in this season, because as mothers, we show up for everybody else. We make sure the kids are good, and we make sure our spouses are good, and we make sure our family members, our mothers, our fathers, our siblings, we make sure everybody else is good. But we always put ourselves last. And I don't want to say always. We can sometimes put ourselves last. Your words are important. So I'm not going to say always no more. And you shouldn't have if you say. But I just want to leave you with this. It is important, and I can't stress it enough, that you spend time loving on you. Take your time. Don't rush this thing. Because you can't, just like you're not rushing your baby to grow up, you're not rushing your business to get to where you want it to be. Because every step of the way, it shows you another part of yourself. If you're not learning from yourself and growing in your business, you have to give yourself time for that. You have to give yourself grace for that. And love on yourself in your failures. Love on yourself in those moments of lessons. And I just want to say thank you, LaShana, for being obedient to your yes, to your sacrifice of what your yes calls. Because I see you, girl, I see you day in and day out. And honey, I mean, like, if I could just have about 15% of the if I could have about 15% of that, baby, I could be on like 200, okay?
Girl.
But I love it, and I love you, and I think that I'm just so appreciative of just having the opportunity to come and pour into somebody who might have needed to be reminded that you have to give yourself the opportunity, even when you are just on 5%. You can follow me on social media. At Teswana Moore, and I will be sending over all of my links to the Facebook group. But thank you again, LaShana, for your time. I am complete.
No problem. Thank you. And I heard you say initially you was at 5%, but now you at 55. So clearly the energy and synergy of this environment, and we're not even live in person, this is just literally us tuning in virtually, has impacted you. And I'll be honest with you, I was tired earlier too. I told y'all in the group chat, I'm gonna take a power nap, and I did. It was 30 minutes, and Alexa said, "Get your black bloop 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 up." And I got up, put on these lashes, and did what us iconic mompreneurs have to do. And this is the thing, you don't have to sacrifice yourself for wealth, but you do have to pour into yourself. Otherwise, you will be operating from depletion. And as we know, that's not sustainable. So, Teswan, thank you so much. It's just a blessing that I remember meeting you, was that last year at the Boots and Blazer? And you stayed tapped in, and then me and Taria has become closer. And that's how impact grows. But I think the gap is, guys, we have been burned in the past with community and maybe church hurt or girlfriend hurt or whatever. And we put up a wall, kind of like dating, where you carry that negative baggage into other things. And clearly that has not happened to any of us because we're sitting here together, breaking bread and sharing space. So thank you so much for sharing, and make sure you share your book information in the comments and also in the Facebook group. and we are going to check in and then move to our next speaker. Y'all already know I like to do some quick check-ins and to do a post check, see how y'all feeling, how y'all living. So far tonight, guys, from all the different speakers and just all the, I'm doing some intermittent coaching and some check-ins throughout. What is your silver lining that is tugging at you, telling you what you need to do next to elevate? I know that's loaded, but I also know that we know the answer, right? So who want to share? What's that next thing for you that puts you out of your comfort zone, that kind of pushes you to stretch, but you know it's time? I'm just curious.
I'll
Madam-
go. I'm sorry, was somebody else going? Okay, I'll go. It's the fact of speaking, public speaking. I was really nervous coming on here. I've spoke before, but in a smaller space is always harder. And on the computer, virtual is definitely harder. So, I mean, I want to definitely be able to speak more and let people know what I do. And LaShana, you definitely pulled it out of me because I even text you today. I'm nervous. Like, so it definitely was a hard, but I can say for me, I want to be able to speak more, but prepare more. I want to practice it. I can teach it all day, but it's the matter of practicing it and being preparation. That's one of my what is it called? The weaknesses.
Areas of improvement?
Hmm.
Gotcha. Okay. So remember I talked about exposure therapy, doing the thing that you are afraid of. And I've been seeing you increase your connection and content creation, but going live, do a IG live series of you teaching that framework that you just taught us today, break it up into bite-sized pieces, make it a 5 or 6 part series. And I promise you, from the first series, part one, to the last one, you're gonna see a specific, distinct increase in your confidence and your knowledge base because whenever I learn, y'all, I learn and I go teach it, right? Because that repetition. So you definitely got this, and thank you for your vulnerability. I appreciate that. What else, guys? What's your next stretch goal that you know you need to lean into?
I'll say to move even when it's messy and to speak even when you're scared.
Mhm.
Because a lot of the times like I had said prior, like we kind of downplay ourselves. Sometimes, like, I don't know if anyone else has ever felt like this, but somebody say, "Oh, you look cute today," but meanwhile you have, a pimple, or you got, you realize there was a stain on your shirt. You be like, "Oh, girl, I got the stain on my shirt," and you downplaying yourself. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So, I will definitely say to just one thing I'm learning tonight, during this expo, is to actually start being present and to do it even when you're nervous, even when you're scared.
Okay. Same kind of thing. So basically activating your throat chakra, right?
Yes.
I love that. I love that. Let's get a couple more shares. I see you, Sonia, and I say, whoa. Couple more shares. What's your stretch goal? Sonia, for some reason you still, I know you unmuted, but we can't hear you. Yeah, I don't know why. It's weird. But we gotta fix it because you're coming up soon, boo-boo. All right, figure it out. Who else? Then we're gonna move to Sabrina's spotlight speaker spot. Let's get one more share. What's your stretch goal?
Coach, I do have a stretch goal, and that is that sometimes we are listening to too many voices. We are like over consuming advice from different people that are not really connected or in alignment with our purpose. So, something that I had to really do and like kind of be hard on myself is to make sure that I am aligning with, the voice of God, those that the coaches like yourself, who have helped me to unlock some of the like insecurities that I had that was holding me back from being everything that I was supposed to show up as. So I would definitely say Don't be, someone who overconsumes and listens to every coach and mentor out there, but definitely fine tune and try to listen to those who God has placed in your path for a reason. And like I said, that has that synergy and that's in alignment with what it is you're supposed to do.
So good. Y'all, do y'all know that it's very confusing and convoluted for your brain when you're taking in different information, different personalities, different feedback? It's hard for you to even discern because it's too many uh vehicles of information. So, Sabrina, you're spot on. And then that you are up next. I have your beautiful picture spotlighted here. And I just want to tell you that I'm so proud of you, the woman that you're becoming, your perseverance, your tenacity to clearly under you see under your picture says healing while building, your tenacity to heal while you build. And so I'm going to give you the floor. We're excited to hear your story.
Thank you so much, Coach LaShana. First and foremost, I just want to say good evening, beautiful ladies. It's such an honor to be in a room filled with powerful mothers, business owners, dreamers, and doers. You are the definition of strength and motion. So thank you so much. The topic today that I chose to kind of speak on is called Rooted in Resilience. And subtitle says Thriving as a Mompreneur Through Life's Highs and Lows. So I wrote here, because I'm a writer, I love to write. I wrote here that being a mom and an entrepreneur is not for the faint of heart, but it is possible and it is worth it. My name is Sabrina Smart. I'm an author, an empowerment coach, and the founder of Beauty for Ashes International. And it's a nonprofit created to be a refuge and a resource for women who have experienced domestic violence and narcissistic abuse. I've lived it. I know what it's like to suffer in silence, smiling on the outside while losing yourself on the inside. But here's the truth. Here's the truth, guys. I didn't stay there, and to be honest, I couldn't stay there. I have children who I am responsible for taking care of, and who absolutely adore me, and I adore them. And I just want to let you know, and neither will you. Today, I help women who have been through life altering challenges, just like me, rise up, reclaim their power, and transform their pain into unstoppable purpose. We don't just bounce back, we break cycles, we build legacies, and we birth movements. Um, I wasn't the first person. As I started going through my life and kind of like doing some, um, I don't want to use the term shadow work, but I started to like really do, um, take a look within and also look at the generations before me. And I noticed a pattern that I wasn't the first person who had gone through DV. Um, my mother had experienced it. Her mother, my grandmother, both maternal and paternal grandmother had experienced it. So even though I was broken when I was in my marriage and before I left, I still heard the voice of God tell me that you are going to be the person in your family to break the cycle so that others can know and see that it is possible. I have two beautiful daughters who I love and absolutely adore, and I do not want them to experience the same thing that I experienced my mom or my grandmothers. Um, that I'm sorry, guys, makes me a little emotional, but I want them to be able to make an informed decision and to be able to date and have healthy relationships. Also, as a divorced mom, I know the pressure of juggling work, raising children, healing from trauma, and still trying to show up as our best selves. We wear many hats, and sometimes none of them feel like they fit. But even in the chaos, Even in the chaos, we rise, which is why I'm starting a new group in Facebook called Uncommon Favor, because I believe we aren't called to live average lives. We're chosen, we're graced, and we're anointed to walk in power, even when life tries to knock us down. Uncommon Favor is a space where faith meets action, a space for healing, for vision building, and for sisterhood. I'll be sharing the link in our Facebook group because I want every mompreneur, every overcomer, and every woman that is ready to take her power back to join us. As a pillar of strength and a mentor in my community, I often remind mentees of the importance of cultivating a strong prayer life. Um, it's my lifeline. It's not just a ritual. There will be days when motivation feels out of reach, when the weight of life makes it hard to move forward. And in these moments, a consistent prayer life, excuse me, a consistent prayer life becomes your anchor. It builds your spirit, centers your mind, and realigns you with your purpose. From that place of spiritual clarity, motivation returns from the outside, but from deep within. Writing is a tool that I use as well to unpack, inspire others, and create a legacy. You can do it as well. You never know who needs to hear your story. There's somebody who is going through maybe a similar situation who just needs to hear your story to know that they can make it out, and not just make it out, not just survive, but really thrive. In addition, I strongly advise you to leverage the resources in your area. Um, a lot of women get trapped in DV situations because they don't necessarily have the support that they receive from their abuser or spouse. So that is why it is so important to find out what is around you, find out what resources are within your area, in your city, in your region. And I am always here if you guys need pointers. I do believe I am my sister's keeper. And whatever it is that I can help with, I am available as well. I'm an author. I have 3 international best-selling books through Amazon. So it wasn't all bad. I just want to share that after the pain was abundance. And again, I was so broken at the time. I could not see myself being an author or even having a platform. I was so broken. I didn't really see past where I was. But I'm here today to let others know that you can not only survive, but you can thrive. Um, to every woman listening, your story doesn't disqualify you, it qualifies you. You are not broken, you are being rebuilt. You are not, I'm sorry. And when we rise together. Thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing purpose. And thank you for showing yourself, even on the days it's hard. Let's continue to build, to heal, and thrive together. Also, if you guys would like to get in contact with me um, on Facebook and Instagram, social media platforms, my name is I am Sabrina Smart. That's my tag. You also can reach out to me. My email is sabrinasmart7 at Yahoo. Um, and I do have some things that are being released, some things in the works. Um, so I am writing about my personal journey. I know I wrote other projects in the past, but I wasn't really ready to tell my story just yet. So thank you so much again, Coach LaShana, for God allowing you to just be a person that I can look to, because I know that your journey wasn't easy to get here as well. So when I see you, I see myself and I know that I can. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Great work, Sabrina. I know that there's a lot of energy and emotions. I can hear it in your voice, but I also hear bravery and courage and obedience moving through. For example, Tessalon said she wasn't even really sure she was going to come tonight, even though she did all the things, but there's something that keeps us up at night, that keeps us going, and that's that passion and that purpose in our heart. You see, when there's a disconnect, your head and your heart, there's a disconnect. That's when we're not obedient. That's when the worry, the fear, the doubt, the imposter syndrome, the excuses come. But clearly, at the end of the day, we're not perfect. There's going to be days when we're not feeling it, but we're still going to do a little bit because we know that a little bit turns into it grows. And so I'm just super excited for you, super excited for you to share your story as well. And well done. So listen, guys, I don't know about y'all, but we've been here since 6 p.m. EST. And I need to give a shout out to our proud sponsor, who is myself, of course, in Healing While Building. I want to share with you guys about our new book. It is currently for pre-order, and it's literally, I call it an accountability and a resiliency tool to help you learn how to leverage your resiliency story in the art of healing. And I want to give a shout out to Taria. She's actually on here right now because she is the reason why I got off my butt and said, you need to bring this tangible resource into the world. And so I'm a part of BPC. She's in the group right now in the Zoom. Check her out. But she literally helps you leverage your book. She works with speakers and coaches. So, Healing While Building, How to Break Through Mindset Blocks, Build with Clarity, and Lead with Confidence Without Shrinking is near and dear to my heart. I'm in pursuit, but when you pre-order it, you get to be in the book. You get to add your healing quote. And a lot of you guys have already pre-ordered, you already be in the book. I also have an opportunity for you to be a proud sponsor where you can get a mini chapter. So at minimum, go to healingwhilebildingbook.com, grab the book, pre-order it so you can have your healing quote. And if you're like, you know what, I want a piece of my resiliency in this book that will be a New York bestseller, an Amazon bestseller, a everyday bestseller, then get with me. Just message me and we can chat. So I just wanted to throw that shameless plug in there. This is my baby. I'm super excited about it. And we already have over 65 pre-orders, and my goal is to hit 100. So help me hit 100. I'm going to drop the link in YouTube. I'm going to drop the link here as well. And then now what I would love to do is give the mic to the amazing Octavia. She's going to be sharing her gifts with us. I just love that picture. Girl, your eyes is glistening in the sun. Okay. So Octavia, you have the mic, love.
Thank you. Thank you. Can you all hear me?
Yes,
You
we
all can hear
can.
me? Yes, yes. Okay, great. So first, I want to thank you, LaShonda, for the opportunity to speak on your platform. And anytime I'm given the opportunity to speak about finances, taxes, things like that, it just brings me great joy. So again, thank you so very much for allowing me to speak on your platform. Is such an amazing opportunity. So hi, everyone. My name is Octavia Connor. I am the CEO of Say Yes to Profits, which is a premier financial management and tax strategy firm. We help high earning minority women entrepreneurs build a profitable business with confidence. And so typically our clients will add an extra 25,000 to 100,000 to their bottom line within 12 months of working with us, and they save about 55% on taxes. And so what I want to talk to you all about today is building a profitable business without sacrificing motherhood. So I am a mother of four, and y'all, I am a grandmother as well. They're literally on the way over here. And I know what it takes to have kids and be a wife and then be a caregiver. I took care of my grandmother for 7 years with dementia before she passed, and at the same time, build a successful business. And so throughout my entrepreneur journey and having my company since 2011, I created this framework that allows our clients to add that extra 25K to 100K to their bottom line while saving on taxes. And so with the time allowed, I want to go over that framework with you all. And so I encourage you to have a pen and piece of paper or just come back and watch the entire event again, okay? And so the first phase of the framework is called prepare. And so in this phase, it is about establishing a solid financial foundation without being stressed, without being panicked about where your next dollar is going to come from, right? Without preparing your business, because even though we're mothers, you're also an entrepreneur and you want to build a company that allows you to live the lifestyle that you desire to live, and one where you can place your family, on a different financial trajectory. I grew up in the hood of Atlanta, Georgia, Cleveland Avenue to be exact. However, even though my grandmother did amazing raising us and I wouldn't take anything away, I wanted my kids to have a different lifestyle. And now that they do. And that started with preparing my finances, preparing my life. And so in the prepare phase, you want to separate your business finances from your personal finances. That's like one of the first steps. And you want to make sure that you spend what I call money dates, looking at your money in your business and looking at your money in your life. I'm going to go a little fast because I don't have a lot of time, but I can definitely send the slides and things afterwards. Okay. But inside of the prepare phase, when you're spending a money date with your finances, you're looking at what came in, what went out, and why. Okay. And you want to do this every week. So on prepare or inside of the prepare phase, I want you to take an action step. And that action step is to commit to 30 minutes every week reviewing your money. Why are you going to do this? Because when you understand where you are and you understand where you're going, you can bridge the gap between those two places. Okay. So that's phase one, prepare. Phase two is called produce. So produce is about generating intentional, predictable revenue over and over again. And so you must focus on aligning your business to produce that revenue. So, how do you do that? I want you to identify what you want to be known for in the marketplace and what that one signature offer is going to be. And then you build other offers to support that. Right? So, using myself for example, I want my company to be known as the accounting firm for high earning minority women entrepreneurs, providing them with financial strategy and structure. So we have CFO services, but everyone is not ready to invest in a CFO at that level. I understand that. But because I like to educate our people, I also have the Say Yes to Profits community, which is where if you're not ready to invest, but you still want financial literacy to grow your business, then join the community. And as we help you grow, who you're going to work with? More than likely, you're going to hire us as your accountant because we've helped you grow to a high level for a low ticket offer, right? So hopefully this makes sense. But basically, you set your business up in a way where you're able to earn money and serve your ideal clients no matter where they are in their buying journey. Right? They may not be ready for high ticket. They may be ready for mid ticket or low ticket. But because they're your target client, do you have a way to serve them at each level? All right. So y'all let me know in the comments if this is making sense. Say yes, yes. I always tell people say yes, yes in the comments if y'all are understanding this. Okay. So that was the produce phase. Okay. I see yes, yes. So next is purchase. So purchase is about teaching yourself how to spend with intentions. Okay. I see yes, yes from Sabrina. Thank you. So a lot of entrepreneurs will just spend money. And they're just spending money willy-nilly, as I like to say. Y'all, my grandma raised me, okay? So I may say some funny words, but they like to spend money willy-nilly and it doesn't yield a return on their investment in their business. So I teach my clients how to spend in a way where guess what? You get a tax savings and you get a return. And so I want you to look at the ways you've spent money the last 3 to 6 months in your business. And this is the perfect time because June is coming up, the second half of the year. Look at how you spent money and ask yourself, was this really needed to grow my business? Did this take me to another level or did I waste money on this? And you'll find that some things that you thought was needed, it didn't yield a return, right? It didn't help you in any way. Like you may have a subscription that you're paying for right now and you hadn't even used it. Right? Or you may have invested in someone and they promised the moon, sun, and the stars, and they haven't given you anything. And so what we do with our clients is we do what I call an expense audit, where we look at how they've spent money, the same exercise I just told you to do. And I tell them, you can only tell me yes, no, or it could be lower. And anytime they say no, they cut that expense immediately. And that money that they cut, guess where it goes? To their savings account, to their profit. And so now instead of wasting money, they're able to smile when they look at their bank account because they have extra money. Is this making sense? Say yes, yes, if this is making sense. And I'm going to move to the next one. Okay, so the next phase is called profit. Okay, good. I got some yeses. So profit is about ensuring that you say yes to profits in business, right? That's what it's all about. You're in business to solve problems for profit. And the more that you're profitable, guess what? Now you can give your family the life that you want them to have because you have an excess amount of money. So how do you ensure that you're profitable as a business owner? Number one, you have to price your services and products for profit, okay? There are several episodes on my podcast called Say Yes to Profits podcast where I go over how to do that, all right? I show you and walk you through how to make sure you're pricing for profit. Here's what we do as women of color entrepreneurs. We will look at our competitors, which you're your only competitor, let me say that, but we will look at our competitors and see what their prices are for something similar that we're doing, and then we'll either price lower than them, hoping that we're going to get a client, or we'll price too high because we haven't focused on our ideal client. And then when you price too low, you still have to serve that client, but you price your own services too low. And so when you're thinking about pricing your services, you want to factor in the costs and what you would like left over. And then when you make that money, you take about 10% of that deposit and you put it into an account called your profit account. For our CFO clients, they have an account that we make them set up when they hire us called the financial peace account. The purpose of this account is so that within 12 months, they'll have $100,000 sitting in that account. And let me say this, you can get there long before you become a millionaire. How do I know? Because I was able to do it for myself. And when I was able to get this account to $100,000 as a bank balance, I said, let me teach others how to do this. And I was nowhere near making $1 million. So a lot of internet experts be hollering about $1 million, but you can also make $1 million and be broke, right? And so you have to make sure that you set your business up to be profitable by pricing for profits, by setting profits aside as soon as you get a dollar, and by paying yourself first before you pay anybody else. And that is non-negotiable. Okay, so that's the fourth phase. The fifth phase is called power. And power is about building long-term security, stability, and legacy. As I started this presentation, I said, I want my family, my kids, to live a life I did not live. I can happily say that we're doing that right now. And that's not to brag, that is to show that it is absolutely possible no matter where you started or where you come from. Me and my husband just had a conversation today on, wow, look where we are right now versus the apartment we had in the hood and we barely could pay our rent. Like, wow, we got like 2-3 more years and the entire house will be paid off. A house that we had custom built from the ground up. Right? So that's how you live in a place of power. So let me tell you how to do this. In order to live from a place of power, you want to have a 3 to 6 month cash reserve. So you're not worried about where your money is going to come from, right? So if the economy goes down, you still have this reserve that you're saving. How do you save that reserve? Remember, I told you to price for profit. And when money comes in, you immediately put 10 to 20% aside. Well, when you put that money in a separate account, the goal is to not touch it. If you do that and you have that financial discipline, you will get to the point where you have 3 to 6 months in a separate account. Okay. In addition to that, when you build a business and you start making a lot of money, what happens? The IRS start looking at you and they want your money. And so in order to operate from a place of power, you have to use the tax codes to your advantage, right? Oftentimes we will hire Pookie and Pookie doesn't help you beat the IRS, Okay. And so I want you to make sure that when you start earning money, you put the money away. I wrote an entire book called Say Yes to Zero Taxes on how to make sure that no matter what you earn, you legally and ethically pay the IRS less. Yes, Pookie cheap, but Pookie often will get you in trouble, and Pookie is often not going to help you beat the IRS. It is too many of us. Let me give you some statistics. 93% of small business owners, this is from the IRS, 93% of small business owners overpay the IRS by 55% every year. When I learned that about 2, 3 years ago, I said, I'm going to make it my mission that everybody that comes into my space, they earn a whole bunch of money, but they do not give it to the IRS. And so right now we have a 97% success rate of helping our clients have that 25K to 100K within 12 months of working with us, but they don't take that 100,000 and give 55% to the IRS, right? So Pookie great when you're at a starting point, but as you start making money, I need you to tell Pookie thank you, and I'm gonna let you go. Okay. So your action item for power is to write down 3 financial goals you want to accomplish for your family within the next 10 years. Then look where you are right now and sit down with yourself and map out how to bridge the gap between that 10-year goal or those 10-year goals and where you are right now. And then make sure that what you're doing every day, every month, every quarter, every year is getting you closer and closer to that 10-year goal. Okay. So this was a Say Yes to Profits framework. It starts with preparing yourself, producing more and more revenue, purchasing strategically, making sure that you say yes to profits. And then when you do, you operate from a place of power. All right. So I have the Mompreneur's Guide to Building Profitable Businesses Without Burnout. I created this free guide just for this particular phenomenal event. So if you go to my Instagram, Octavia Connor CFO, and you DM me, Mompreneur, I will send you the guide, and it maps out the details of how to do exactly what I just said, and it gives you more action items that you can put in place ASAP. Okay, so my name is Octavia Connor, again, CEO of Say Yes to Profits. And if you're truly ready to get your finances in order, please reach out to me, reach out to my company, because we will help you scream, Say Yes to Profits by smiling when you log into your bank account. Thank y'all.
Girl, I'll be loving when you be teaching, boy, baby. Because I was on the phone with IRS and them today, and they try to punk me, and I did not get jiggy because I knew they would have hung up, and I would have been on hold for another 30 minutes. So thank you so much, Octavia. I love that the Iconic Mompreneur Expo has a blend of everything, a holistic approach. As you guys know, my motto is healing while building, but you still got to know your numbers. You still got to be able to parent and do all the things, but you still also have to take care of yourself. Basically, it's a whole lot. But clearly we can do it. Because if we couldn't, we wouldn't even be on this screen. We would be at 7-Eleven, either you're pumping gas, working there, or getting some Cheetos. I don't know. Sorry, y'all, I'm getting tired. So listen, thank you again, Octavia. We appreciate you guys. DM Mompreneur to her at Instagram. Also, Octavia, drop a little nugget in YouTube because we have some people on YouTube tuning in as well. And as you guys know, this will be a replay going on and on and on. Lastly, if you don't have VIP, then you can't get the replay. It's only 47 bucks. It's at iconicmompreneur.com. Get VIP so you can get the portal with all the things. And I'm going to move to our next speaker. Let me bring up the slides. While I'm bringing up the slides, because y'all know I like to decompress throughout. How did y'all feel when she started talking about money? I'm just curious, okay? Because I know it ain't just me. How was y'all feeling? Be honest. Good? Not me, boy. Nervous. Because I know there's some gaps and some holes in what I'm doing. I'm working on, I'm in pursuit, but I wasn't feeling good, right? So good for you. But was anybody nervous or feeling a little like itching?
I was.
Oh, I see. Sabrina's felt good about what you was saying because it was good information. Let me reframe that. How did the information that she shared impact you and your emotions? Let me reframe that. Like I was in class and notebook, I already know you was writing notes. Oh, Teswan said lightheaded. Man, I don't know what it is about me and numbers. I think I keep telling myself, oh, I hate numbers or I get nervous about it because I want to do better, but there's some kind of barrier and block of me moving past that. And Octavia,
And
I mean, I need the mindset about the money right now. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, can I say something to that, LaShana? That is so common. It is so common because the finances is one of the most sensitive parts of not just building a business, but it's sensitive with your life as well. Why? Because oftentimes we equate financial and the level of money you have or the amount of money in your account or not in your account with our thought process of how successful we are. And
Mm-hmm.
so it makes it very sensitive when we talk or think about money. And that's why. And it's normal and it's okay. You just have to not allow it to stop yourself. You have to be like, yeah, I'm afraid to log into this bank account. I'm afraid of what I'm going to see. But my responsibility is to be fiscally responsible. So I'm going to log into my bank account. I'm going to look at this. I'm going to deal with whatever comes up in that moment. And then I'm going to move past it and I'm going to go out there and get it. But it's
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah. I think for me, it's not about scared of what I'm going to see. It's because I know deep down I haven't been bookkeeping effectively and tracking effectively. And I know that either, yeah, it's like I'm aware of what I'm doing wrong, but I also know the work is going to take. So again, I'm in pursuit, but sorry, y'all. I need a little bit of some therapy for myself. Okay. Oh, and another thing, Octavia, I'm a solopreneur. I don't have a team. So all these things that we got to do, and mind you, a lot of us are solopreneurs, it's all on my back, all on my shoulders. But I know if I do well now, as I grow and hire more team members and have a fractional CFO, all the things, it'll get better. But it's that growing pain of elevating financially to the next level.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know y'all ain't asked for all that.
That's good though. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to do some IG lives with you because um clearly I know that this is a gap and I would love for us to just massage it out and be more confident and get more support. So I will be checking in with you, dear. All right, all right, all right. Thank you, Octavia. And I just want to say, man, y'all speakers, y'all slaying today, baby. Like it is such a blessing to have alignment in one room at the right time in the right place. It's just really special. I'm getting chills right now. So I'm going to bring up our next speaker. Let me spotlight you, Sonia, number one. And then next, Sonia, I'm going to give you remote control. So now you should be able to navigate. I muted myself before I finished. You should be able to navigate the slides.
Am I heard?
Yes, we hear you.
Yeah, baby, it's on. Hello, everyone. So just let's start over because when I first tried to come on and I was not able to unmute, I said, here we go. You will not defeat me today. This word will get out today, okay? So listen, I am so excited for each and every speaker that came before today. You all are gems. You all have dropped so much knowledge, so many nuggets. And thank you, Coach LaShana, for everything that you have done, for seeing each and every one of us. And it's just truly been amazing. Thank you so much. So, who am I? I am the founder of Bloom Bright. And what is this literally having to connect with being a mompreneur? Everything. Literally, the power of your womb is next level. It is a second brain, reconnecting with your sacred womb, literally. Next level. So, literally, right here, what you see before you is me before the womb healing and me in active womb healing. So I want to know in the chat how many moms, how many grandmas, how many aunties, how many surrogates, how many stepmoms, how many out here today? There are many, right? So we can't exclude ourselves for just saying, okay, I have to naturally be a mom. No, you don't. So it's a lot of things that we don't talk about. And that's where, we find ourselves in disconnect. I want to ask y'all this question. When was the last time you truly listened to your womb? Not just a part of your body, but as a source of wisdom, memory, and power. You just heard the speaker before me come on and say the word power. It is power in your womb. It is power in everything we do. So that is why you are, guess what you are? You are a womb man. Did you hear me? Because of the womb that you have. Hold on now. Once again, you say, well, who are you, Sonia? I'm Sonia. I'm the founder of Bloom Bright. But I want you to know this is not just work for me. It's not a service. It's a calling. This is something God has called me to share with so many souls because it is so needed. It is so not talked about. But that is why I'm here. I'm here to show you the sacred, holistic part of it. We're going to go in and tap into that womb because, like I said, you know who you are. Okay, we're going higher, right? So I don't want each and every one of these people on this live today in this expo. If you don't have a womb, you're not excluded. Do not say, okay, I don't have a uterus. I don't have no ovaries. I don't have none of that. It's okay. I want you to stay with me. Stay with me and listen why. So you are not excluding if you are no longer have a womb in your body. So many ignore the importance of womb and the uterus because doctors are so quick to tell us what? We got to get rid of it. No, we don't. We can heal it. It is a healing factor, but guess what? You got to do the work. You have to do the work. And so many don't want to do the work, but it's okay. Sometimes we don't have a womb too because of medical emergencies. And granted, that's okay. That's the walk you had to take. It's okay. So that is what I'm here to talk to you about today, the power in your womb. So you're probably asking yourself, now, Sonia, tell me, if I don't have no womb, how I'm going to heal one? Okay? Easy. Check this out. It is physiological. It's the identity of what it is. You might say, okay, but it's no longer there. It's okay. So many have lost their wombs due to menopause and think they have lost their sense of femininity, but you're not. You're still the woman God created you to be. So that is what I do. I help you restore your faith. You heard that word faith? It's real. So many has lost faith. So many has lost the power in it. But you have to remember the connection to what the womb offers, and even though it's not physically inside of you. So here we go. I like to do scripture. James 2:26. Faith without works is what? Dead, right? Okay, let's go again. Matthew 17:22. Faith of a mustard seed can do what? Move mountains. So I'm here to show you it's always proof in the pudding. How do I know? Story time. I recently have been blessed with two amazing souls inside of my womb. I am pregnant with twins. I have healed my body, tubal ligation, HPV, scar tissue, and fibroids. All of those things, guess what? Yep, that was me. God said, all right, do the work. I got you. Okay, we was like, okay, God, you got one? No, God said, no, let me show you the faith that you have. You're doing the work. You're healing your womb. You're sharing it with so many other souls that it is possible. Y'all heard the word faith. You heard me tell you it's all in it. It all works hand in hand. Okay, so no matter what you identify is, no matter what your identity is and how you identify with it, there is a way to tap into your power of the physical inside of you or not. So like I said, if it's not there, it's okay. So that I don't want a lot of people to just say, okay, I'm tapping out. I don't even have a womb. It's so spiritual. It's so psychological. It's literally an energy center. It's a identity center. It is where a lot of people identified as, okay, a womb is just to give birth and to have kids. It's not. It's culturally centered. It's society centered. It's a source. It's a source of power. Guess what your womb is? It's your second brain. You always hear people say, I had an intuition. Something said this, something said that. What you think that something was? That's your womb speaking to you. That's that source inside of you. But so many of us are clouded and we don't hear. It's right there inside of us because of who you are. We don't talk enough about the happenings of the source. People are so focused on the problems of life. And most of the problems come from the disconnect of the power of the womb. Okay. So I'm here to tell you, don't give up on yourself. Heal your womb, connect with me. I will put all the links in the next slide, and you'll see, how you can connect with me. Right here is everything that you need. But I want you to know this. Your womb is more than just a physical organ. It is so powerful. It is a seat of your creation, your intuition, and your divine power. Too often we carry silent wounds. Your womb is a memory. We're going to go one more story. I just recently heard someone that ended up being not fertile because of something that was ingested in her. She had never used drugs in her life. And someone that she was dealing with, the energies from that person came into her and it made her infertile. So we have to be mindful of everything that we put inside our womb. It's sacred, okay? So literally, emotional, generational, and spiritual. That is what disconnects us from the sacred force within. But we were born with the ability to heal, to renew, and to rise. This space is for women like you. I was there. I was literally there. And when I tell you it's an amazing journey, women ready to reclaim the wisdom of their bodies, restore balance to their spirit, and step into the full feminine power. Through womb healing, ancestral reconnection, and spiritual education, you will literally awaken the divine blueprint that lives within your very core. Your womb holds stories. It does. Like I told y'all, it is a memory. It holds pain as well. And we all know we need to release that pain. We need to heal. We're in healing while building, right? Okay, it also holds what? Power. So what you gonna do with that power? It is your time. It is your time to remember at the end of the day who you are as a mom, as a soul, as a womb man. So I want y'all to connect with me. Right here is my website. I am on Instagram. I am on TikTok. And I look forward to connecting with you all.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Look. This the crazy thing. Y'all. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let you tell it. How did you meet me? And when you met me, were you preggers?
Nope. So I literally stumbled across LaShana. I went for a sound bowl session, and literally she ended up having something with me. It was amazing. I had just done research on looking for a coach. And when I found out, I went to the sound bowl session and found out she was a coach. It was literally no hesitation. And I'm gonna tell you why. The energy that she gave, we resonated so well. And it was so peaceful and it all flowed. And I was like, oh my goodness. And so, yeah.
It's so crazy because I remember that one-on-one sound bowl session we did, and I asked you to pick a word that resonates in that season. And the word, you remember the word?
Joy.
Was joy. And you wasn't pregnant, but you were literally glowing and manifesting your womb and these children that you're literally, how you was 7 months?
I will be next week. Yep.
All right, you see, we're tracking. You're 7 months. Y'all, when you ask the universe for what it is that you want and you're obedient to what it gives you, for example, Sonia was like, look, I had these slides. I'm only going to use 2 slides. She was obedient to what she wanted to share with us today. And we got to stop overthinking, overanalyzing, and giving our power and waiting on someone else to give us the confirmation and the validation. You are the validation. Your special recipe, your special ingredients is the validation. Octavia has a brand called Yes to Profits. Oh, hey, cutie pie. That is all of her essence, her energy. Hi. I know we probably loud. We almost done. That's all her essence, her energy. Y'all, you are the brand. Flaws and all, kinks and all, weirdness, fill in the blank, right? I tell myself I'm self-diagnosed ADHD. I don't know. I just know I'm quirky and my mind goes fast and I think quickly, whatever, whatever. But honestly, I do that, guys, so I can resonate with the people who feel like that they don't matter because things just don't seem right. Tell me what is right. Nothing. Nothing is right. You want to know how I know that? Because every single day we wake up and we put our best foot forward, even though we're dealing with all of the things, whether it's grief, whether it's heartbreak, whether it's a breakup, whether it's unresolved childhood trauma, whatever it is, clearly we're resilient enough to continue to heal while we build and push through and continue to serve ourselves and let everyone else get the overflow. Does it always work out perfectly like that? No. But as long as you have the desire and the determination, the question is when. WHEN. When will you be able to obtain XYZ? When will you be able to become the person that you know you're able to become? Soon. But when you do the work, that literally puts gas on the fire so it can happen quicker and you don't have to continue to be unhappy. I don't know who I'm talking to. This was not planned. I'm just being obedient and sharing what's on my heart. So, as we wrap up, I would love to hear from you ladies, whoever, whether you're a speaker or not, like for those that are not on camera and you're here in the VIP lounge, come off mute, come on camera. Let's just do a quick 5-10 minute of self-reflection. Like how you feeling? I'm not gonna give y'all no question. Let's just self-reflect. Who wanna go first? Let go.
I will say, because I was about to cough. Sorry. I will say, I really enjoy this and like how we're all kind of connected. Because when Sonya was speaking and saying she had twins and everything, and I was like, well, I'm pregnant too. Like that's so dope. It's always nice to feel like you are around people who are similar to you. You know what I'm saying? And there we go with the community. Like we all have something that's the same as someone else, and that's how you unite. So, like, I know that after this, I'm gonna be hitting people up like, "Hey, girl, you was good, you was bald instead of there." So, I feel energized. It's really nice, and the fact that this is virtual, and that this could happen, like, I can only imagine what's going to happen with the October, right before my birthday event in person. So, I'm really excited, and it was a pleasure getting to know all you ladies. And again, as you've been hearing over and over this evening. Thank you so much, LaShana, for the opportunity. I was like nervous and stuff. And then I was like, you know what? But God got me. Like, how can I tell people God and I'm not living in my confidence? You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you for sure.
No problem. I appreciate you. And guys, if you're like, what's in October? I'm so glad you asked. It is the Healing While Building Summit in Atlanta, Georgia, October 18th and 19th. Early bird tickets literally go live tomorrow, but you can go to healingwhilebuildingsummit.com. We already have speaker lineups. I think there's 2 more speaker sponsor ticket spots available for those that are like, ooh, I want to be able to showcase who I am and my skills, but definitely get your early bird ticket. It's a vibe. It's fun. Think of family reunion and Iyanla Van Fix My Life in a barbecue. Okay. Kind of like that. But yeah, all right. More self-reflections. How y'all feeling? How y'all living?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I love, what did she say? Godfidence? Okay, I'm gonna have to use that. I love that. I love that. I love the talk about the wound and the power because, as mothers, I think we often just the wounds for birthing, right? We think that, but I love how she just laid it out that that's not it. That's where your intuition come from. Like, you have power from that. So
if I had to reflect on anything, I would first say this has been phenomenal. I know I wasn't here for the entire time, but the speakers that I did hear have been amazing. And confidence and the power from your womb. That's what I would say.
And the beauty of that is that was our last speaker. And so sometimes we're like, oh man, I can't go to the whole thing, or I can only go to the end. Do what you can do, right? Because whatever you're able and what your capacity is, that's what is needed in that moment. So thank you, Octavia, for sharing that. Thank you, Sonia, because I know you had a busy day. She's a loctician, a stylist, and so we had to put her towards the end for a reason. And think about this. Exactly, Octavia has locks. But Octavia, catch this. Y'all ready? Put your hands over so I can throw it to y'all. Put your hands over like this. Y'all ready? Good job. Boom. Catch this. Had she went earlier in the schedule, more than likely you would not have heard that. Everything happens at the right time, at the right moment for the right reason. And so many times we start to question, well, why is this? No, the question is why not? The question is why not now? And welcome change, because my motto is change is a new normal. Whether I'm in corporate or whether things is going on and there's change, I'm like, that's what's up. I've been ready. And y'all learn later why I'm so resilient and why my mentality is like that. But change is the new normal. So I'm so excited. Y'all should connect because she be slaying with the locks. Don't cheat on your loctician, but just be in an entanglement for a situation. You feel me? Okay, I'll stop. All right, who's next? Self-reflect. What's about it?
I feel full. Very, very full. I have learned something from every one of these ladies. Not one has come to disappoint, and I appreciate what you guys were able to pour into me this evening. I'm gonna have to try and make myself go to sleep now. This is around my bedtime, but
Right.
look, hype right now. Thank y'all though.
I love it. Thanks for being honest. And honestly, Mia, whenever I do, whether it's coaching or something like this, I'm probably gonna go live or create some content just because the energy and the synergy is like it's thumping right now. So I would be remiss if I just let it die out. I gotta do something. I already been doing some reels and they in drafts. Okay, don't get it twisted. Taria, so studious. She's raising her hand. You know what I'm saying? Hey, girl.
Hey, so sorry. Sorry I jumped in late, y'all. We had a broadcast earlier as well for BPC, but first LaShana, LaShana always does just incredible events. She always gonna make you reflect and think and talk and connect. Stuff honestly, guys, and if I could be real transparent, a lot of times it's stuff that I will shy away from. I'm very introverted in environments like that. And what I love so much about LaShana also being my friend is she's putting me in these environments where it pushes me to be a little bit more open to that. Even as a speaker, I find that, when it comes to those, hey, let's talk about emotions and things I'm like, listen, I got to keep it moving. And so I appreciate you for just always wanting us to really dig deeper and really, dig deeper into just not just the surface stuff, the things that we're used to saying. And I want to connect to the last conversation, Sonia talking about the womb. I'm not a mom. I've never birthed a child, but I'm 44 years old. And so I'm sure, for anybody that possibly, I don't know if everybody here is a mom, but when you're here in the United States, at 44 as a Black woman who's been out here, hustling, I'm single. We also have so many different challenges that we come across, where it's like, well, what's wrong with you? Why you not married? Why you ain't got no kids and things of that nature? And a lot of times when I see mom events, I will shy away from them because I feel like, first of all, I always get criticized from others that, when they say, talk about my work ethic, I feel like, well, you don't have kids, so you can't relate. And I'm like, but to me, I think that hurts to say something like that because how you know that I never wanted them? You know what I mean? And so I would shy away. And so when Sonia talked about, well, we all got wombs and we all have different ways of how we have birthed different things out. it gave me the confidence to know that, you know what, I do belong in these types of rooms. Like, I deserve to also be amongst these conversations. So while no, God did not necessarily grant me the opportunity to become a birthed mother as far as with a child, I have birthed a lot of things. I've birthed emotions. I've birthed a lot of relationships. I've birthed friendships. I've birthed clients. I've birthed, and so thank you for giving me that power. And thank you guys for allowing me to share. And thank you for allowing me to be a little vulnerable out here in this piece.
Let me tell you this. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
I am 45.
Pregnant girl. Now I don't want nothing. No, I'm good. I'm at
Okay.
There was a time I did, but no.
Okay. So I wanted to put that out there. I was like, wait a minute now. Hold on. Don't exclude.
No, right. But they still would, but you still will get like the thoughts too, where it's like, you know what I mean? Like, even at this age, well, and then I get that too. Some people say, well, you still got time. And if God does allow that to happen, then I am grateful for it. But if not, I also don't want to ever feel like I'm less than. And sometimes you can get into those rooms and we can feel that way. And I just appreciate you for it should have been way more people here that weren't necessarily mothers to hear that conversation, because it was definitely, and I
thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And congrats, 45. You said you pregnant what? 6-7 months? I can't even tell it. Face is slim and everything.
Two. Okay. Woo! What else we got? What else, y'all? What's popping? Can y'all believe it's been 3 hours? No, we have when you're having fun, time is nothing. Anything else? I want to make sure everybody feels complete. And I'm okay with silence, so don't think that I'm like, no, I'll sit here. All right, cool. So listen, guys, couple reminders. Healing While Building Summit live in Atlanta at Pop Up and Create is October 18th and 19th. Make sure you pre-order the book if you would like to be in it for free. You can add your healing quote, and you also could be a proud sponsor. Just message me and I'll share how you can have a mini chapter in the book. Next, if you're not in the Healing While Building Facebook group, get in there because all of the speakers are dropping their links and their information in there. And then lastly, put yourself first and do the thing that your heart desires, even when it feels uncomfortable, because that's where the magic happens. I don't know about y'all, but time is flying. We are almost half through 2025. And this is not to be fear mongering. This is to say time is not waiting on us. And this is not just about business. This is about you being your best optimal self, whatever that looks like. Because a lot of times, guys, people have the money in the bank account. They got the man, they got the woman, they got the partner, they have the things, but they're still not complete here because there's something missing out of alignment, mind, body, spirit, right? So I just want you to lean on that, whatever that means to you. I want to thank every single person who tapped in, whether you were in the chat, whether you were on camera or not, whether you're a speaker or a guest. It doesn't matter the capacity. You were here for a reason, and your energy changed the essence in the room. Thank you guys. And then I need y'all to come off and do a drum roll. I got an announcement for y'all. Do a drum roll real quick. You know what I'm saying? Do a drum roll real quick. Come off mute.
You hear
Or,
it?
or do it with your mouth. Just do something with some sound. Look, that's what he said. So listen, May 2nd, 2026, we're doing Iconic Mompreneur Expo in person.
Woo!
We're not doing it virtually. And this is for caregivers, moms, sisters, aunties, those who birth ideas, those who birth businesses. And y'all just gave me this messaging because you're right. Usually it's like mom this, mom that. And I kind of lean towards caregivers, but long as you are birthing something in which we all are because we're human, you need to be in the room. So it's going to be in person. Y'all think we should keep this little purple, little whatnot, like the color?
The purple. Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. We're gonna keep it the same. Awesome. Who wanna send us out with a quick prayer? That's what God told me to ask, so I'm being obedient. Who wanna do that?
I can.
Let's get it.
All right, y'all ready? Everybody close your eyes, bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, Thank you so much for this incredible opportunity to be amongst amazing sisters. And thank you so much for LaShana West for just continuously doing things to guide us as women to just grow stronger and build better relationships amongst each other. God, I pray that for each and every one of those that are listening to my voice, that you please, through me, through to them, help empower them through whatever challenges they may be going through. Continue to keep on strengthening them. Continue to keep on allowing them to show up as they have shown up here today. God, I pray for strength. I pray for love. I pray for happiness and abundance. Abundance in anything that they desire, whether it be in their finances, in their relationships, in their wellness, in anywhere in their life, in their connection to you, God. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and continue to keep on surrounding your love to LaShana. Everything that she does, it just continues to outpour love. And I just see her so, working so hard to just continue to love on other people and continue to serve and show up for other people. And I just pray that we are able to continue to show up for her in the way that she has done for us. Thank you to each and every one of the speakers. Thank you to each and every one of the listeners and the viewers, and for those who are going to be watching the replay as well. In your heavenly name, we pray to you. Amen.
All right.
Amen.
Amen.
Come on, prayer warrior.
Amen. Right.
Oh God. Oh God.
Yay.
Amen.
Man, I received that. I needed that. We needed that. And we're going to roll up out of here on 3. We need to clock that T. Make sure I do the right finger, all right? On 3, we're going to clock that T. If you don't know what it means, just watch us.
I'm about to say what we doing, but I got it. I got it. I know.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Clock that T.
Okay.
Y'all got the right fingers. Y'all got the right fingers?
I don't know.
Y'all done came off of camera to clock that T. Y'all so ghetto. Y'all so ghetto.
For real.
Have an amazing night.
Goodbye.
Clock that
To do